different styles of Counter-Strike. Legacy, hyper-aggressive. Whenever there's a smoke, they walk through it. Whenever there's an opening, they go for it. Whereas for PVISION, way more laid back, you know, a team of youngsters who's trying to buy into the Jame way of playing Counter-Strike, so two completely different ways of approaching it.
Well, it's time to decide who will take the final spots in Stage 2. Will it be Legacy or will it be PVISION? Time to find out.
One final slot, you're damn right, Freya. It's going to be a tough one to watch them go at this. I think PVISION have kind of won some of us over as maybe we haven't been watching Jame as of late, but getting him back into the Counter-Strike server, just such an anomaly. And with the way that he was able to dispatch of Gamer Legion yesterday on this very same map, Legacy better be bringing their A game. This sort of game that puts them in grand finals, that lifts those trophies, the type of Counter-Strike that Legacy has shown us so far this season, but have kind of failed to do here at the Major.
Ancient will be a very interesting and fun game to watch. If you saw PVISION play last time, you had to be impressed by the game plan. That's what we're watching for.
Starts off with a Nissim kill. Ooh, that's so nice. I love the fact he doesn't panic about the second player already inside Donut. He really wanted that duel to come through smoke, but Beltranok able to get through into A main, challenge this wraparound Donut. Nissim pressured, gets cleared out, and it is Jame half health as the bomb plant's going down, covered by the smoke. They're gonna change places. AW has now gotten behind them. They're still looking for him. He starts to strike. The Donut players are gonna leave AW on his own here.
Oh, they don't push him. That's crazy.
They put a flash out. He manages to escape back around Temple. That one fake defuse going to elicit this Temple peek, so Lotto gets the better of AW. Now it's inside a Donut, the last two stand. Oh god, it's a Jame clutch in the pistol. Body block, diffuser, gets tapped, and he shoots him off of it.
Oh, he got it.
Jumps back on, no kit, doesn't get it. Jame hits the headshot through the teammate and wins out on the pistol.
Leave it to Jame, man. Oh, we saw him crush some more dreams yesterday. It was uncanny because in moments and games like this is where he obviously does his best work, crushes dreams consistently, and pressures on Legacy. What's really interesting is seeing like bookmakers have PVISION in this matchup, and obviously after you watch yesterday, you can understand why. And this isn't the strongest showing for Legacy at the Major, even though they've really put their best foot forward in trying to be the best team they can be coming into the Major. Stage 1 can always be a surprise. Not the easiest draw getting a team like PVISION in a game like this. Legacy did not have to struggle to get through this stage last time at Austin. They flew through it. Now it'll be max pressure.
On green, so met by smoke. There's going to be a pause here for a second, but you know, this is one of those styles that I'm very curious to see with how aggressive Legacy can be at times. They're constant poking and prodding across the map. You know, PVISION have to be prepared, all of them, to handle the unexpected.
Yeah, there's just, you know, they're fire and ice, and I think the coolest thing about this will probably be the clutches, because Legacy have such a high turnover on clutches. And for a team that plays so fast, you know, that's not exactly what you'd expect for them to be just so comfortable and wanting to get into those one-on-ones and one-on-twos.
Now spots it at 35, drops a smoke top ramp.
These B hits, man, from PVISION, they were so fierce.
It's just the 5-7 for Dumao. They open it up with the nade and find both kills inside. So easy clear of the B bomb site.
You saw them this time, they break the smoke, but they actually scale at the same time.
Right.
Just that extra second to make sure that it doesn't come back up by the time they get up the ramp. Just I think maybe they'll improve from yesterday.
That's it. I think going through so many motions versus Gamer Legion on this very same map, so many of those close rounds, moments where, you know, PVISION are I think, going to be able to identify what had to improve. If anything, it was Jame who kind of existed in the Matrix last night. Was really just playing with Gamer Legion, kind of gathering all this information, moving pieces around appropriately.
I think it's games like yesterday where if you're one of James' teammates, you haven't really seen the magic when it matters the most until yesterday.
Right.
And now I think this is where you totally buy in, right? You had that moment, it was, I think it was it Norbert, where he just said, like, I realize now James a genius at this game. And that was back at Rio when they made that run happen.
I think the only way to make it work in James' system is to fully believe in him. And more so even the duality of him and Dust2, right? That duo here, the head of PVISION. Recent content with James and Dust2, and James has said, like, we don't agree on everything. We really don't. We love working together, and we think we're gonna come to the right conclusions. But not everything is an innate agreement. And yet they still manage to, yet again, find the formula to push the limits at majors. That's the plan anyways. And to dispatch of what has become a fan favorite in the second half of 2025 is their challenge tonight.
If you agree with James, I mean, you're kind of weird.
Yeah, fair.
And, you know, it's nothing, obviously there's nothing wrong with that because it really works, but the odds of that happening, two guys that think the same in that way, that's unlikely. Is this not going to get cleared here?
It's a good close push.
Oh,
Nada survives it, dude, barely. Him and James now low health, not as low.
Yeah, it seemed like that one of those dinks must have been through the wall. Surprised it. Oh, no, it's at 14, okay.
So give it a chance to just group back. Strong numbers outside B again. It's one player set up aggressively at the start of this with Legacy's Nissim hold towards middle, but everybody else just awaiting plays inside B site. It's going to be a late sprint over from Dumau to try to add that third pistol to the mix. Poor Sadson, the worst gun of all, and he'll just be AW's second victim. 30 seconds, but they'll flush that bomb plant out of the flames. AW realizing he was giving him a little too much, so 2 HP Dumau for the hills, and PVISION definitely could have been more cost to this, but it felt like there was always an evacuation plan in place. That move over towards the outskirts of the B bomb site, making sure that they get through it.
There's some weird correlations between James and GSP. You ready for this?
That's George Rush St. Pierre.
Yes. Not to be confused with Rush, major winner in Counter-Strike. George's coach towards the end of his career said, you know, what do you want to prove? What do you have left to prove? And he said, well, you've won. You're the best UFC fighter of all time at the moment. You have beat all the best opponents that you could possibly beat, all these things. Now, James doesn't even have the career of George, right? But the one that's interesting correlation is the thing that he wanted to complete by the end of his career was to win with style and to win over the fans in the way that he fought, which is sort of beyond just winning. You know, he knew his defensive play style and everything was going to work, or fighting style was going to work. And for James, when he talked about CSGO, he thought that the best advantages came from grinding out the time, and he was leading that meta and made that work to take
stacking up the money
to take a major. But in CS2, that isn't the meta, and what we're seeing is that James is appreciating that. He's playing the game, and not just his game.
Right. Playing to what's demanded of him. I mean, it would be a fool to think, I think, that James wouldn't evolve in some ways. His core tenets are always going to still be there.
But this is probably the fastest team that he's got. You know, when you see James play, he's still moving like relatively similar pace and everything like that, doing his job. It's a perfectly viable play style still today. But his teammates, on average, I feel like are a lot more aggressive. It used to be one guy out, 10 feet in front of the last. It used to be a Kinder taking entries, and then hopefully it's a 2K from him, and James playing around these stars in that fashion. But now it feels like you've got a much stronger, tight-knit, and aggressive entry pack, especially between Zello and Noda. They're basically taking turns on openings.
Nobody inside this A site to stop them, so blanketing it in smoke. Gonna give what should be an easy route in for PVISION, already having that green player jumping through sight. Nissim's gonna take that swing with the flash on his side. Sadson spams through. Temple challenge denied.
That's the big one.
Yellow's multi-kills so far this stage of the major. One of the top 5 players at the event, but not this round. He'll get blindsided by the re-aggression through this Temple. Legacy kind of throwing themselves at PVISION before they could slot in comfortably. James has already seen an exit route. Not only are this bit of damage to keep them locked into Temple, James finds his road to the other side of the map, and this bomb is undeniably going down.
Can Beltronic get out of this site, and does he need to is the other question. When this plank goes down, it might get Sadson killed. We'll see. Oh, Dumau comes and clears it. Sadson could have died. Now it's got to be the James 1-on-2.
All right. Time to clutch early.
Not moving from default. That's a move.
Low health for Sadson, who you'd think is fed first to this. Doom out, very capable of hitting the headshot. James not with the op.
He's gonna
trying
go
to
all
just
the way around,
keep himself thin as they both start stomping in from long. He's just dodging them, trying to play this by positioning. Still on the pillar, they've lost track of him. He kills Sadson, and that's gonna be Doom out. No
what
bump,
a god.
no kit, no defuse. James just out-positions it while they start to panic in the retake. He kept it cool the entire time.
What a god, man.
We are already getting classic James on full display, and we are mere rounds into this matchup.
It just looks so composed all the time. I mean, that's really great. I always remember this flush of clutch. It was on the B side of Cash, and he did such a similar thing. Had the whole site to himself forever, planted front default, and then just sat behind default the whole round. Round one on time. Because where's the last place you check, right? In a spot where you could go ramp, go to cave, play time, get a pick off so easily. How you gonna expect he sat right there, hiding in plain sight?
Good damage though.
Nice.
Lotto, excellent wallbang. Wasn't PVISION hiding their approach, stomping all the way over. It's a predictable position and one that gets punished. And not returned on. Lotto then peeling away. 4 rounds into this game, 2 James clutches already. There's no denying that he will be a part of the win condition tonight over Legacy if PVISION are truly to do this.
And they took this map over Gamer Legion, you know, even with, they lost 3 retakes in a row. They were down like 5-0, something like that, and then came back slowly for the OT victory.
Lost a couple rounds that they had big advantages in. Lost versus that clutch out of Hypex 1v3.
But now we're getting the flawless B take, the really good open sight A entrance. They've never entered where there's 2 people holding like there is now.
Oh, kind of jumbling around these grenades though.
This,
Dumao holds the smoke. They're already popping out from cave. 2 instant kills. B site just gets swept away. And Lux doesn't even want to take a look at that right now. So that's 5-0 to start PVISION's attack.
this is filthy, man.
We said that the game plan was excellent yesterday versus Gamer Legion. We anticipated the same thing here versus Legacy. I mean, this is an opponent where there's plenty of tape in 2025.
Definitely.
You know, Legacy have been on this grind, playing all the events they could, winning the ones they can, collecting money while they're in their, you know, career best form.
Yeah, their confidence should be in a great place, and we always want to give them credit for how much they played, and I think they've definitely tried to re-earn their stripes this season and show that Austin was not just a fluke run, and they got a trophy, nearly got 2.
Terrorists win.
But that's why form is king, right? I mean, accolades are one thing, but money talks. And when you look at bookmakers having PVISION as the favorites, it's because nobody's going to deny what they've seen recently. And in Counter-Strike, your last few days, your last week of games and how well you played in those, I mean, that's what's actually very important. Legacy haven't been too impressive, obviously, even though we know that they could win a game like this in the right circumstances.
Continue trying to put their foot down here on Ancient. We've seen a couple of risky moves like this. Trying to take control, trying to get into their game.
I like them having a look. The late B retakes, I think Gamer Legion were missing those, or they would go for them, but much later, I should say.
You know, something we've always said about James and his teams is that you have to learn how to beat them. That his system, the uniqueness of it, and him as an individual when he is in this best form, like he is currently, you've got to learn how to play against it and to finally beat it. This is the first outing for a team like Legacy, a team that usually thrives on the X factor in those close rounds.
Yeah.
But that's also the fuel to PVISION and James' fire. And we've already seen clutches come out of PVISION twice. James himself winning it over top of Legacy. So you're stealing Legacy's thunder while you also put yourself in a prime spot to go up 6-0. Dumao peels back. As he gets away from the site, he also turns away. There's going to be 2 in the cross. Good on him to still get Beltronic, but Lotto deep on the lanes.
No teammates here to help him.
Bomb has been planted.
Taking a look to see if there's anything left in this round for Legacy to even fight for. Man advantage maintained for them. Meanwhile, Lotto just trying to get out now. Or is he? tries to keep that pressure up. Teammates have come in, so Legacy are going to go ahead and give this retake a look.
They can still wait for a mistake.
We've got an
One good
incendiary
spam.
on Nissim. That gets thrown out, trying to fluster the site itself, but doesn't reposition everybody. It's a really strong spot here for PVISION. Those smokes feel just never ending. And so despite getting close to take a look, they never find an opening, and PVISION go flawless on this T side so far.
There's a way that PVISION are playing Ancient right now in these past couple games that I just want to know what level of opponent it works versus, because it looks amazing. They're getting the free K. I mean, the most impressive part is they're getting a lot of like frictionless map control. Like they're getting B ramp when it's open, they're getting A site when it's open, they're taking over cave without having to fight anybody, and that's the ideal way to play if you're smart enough, if you have the right game plan, if you're in tune with the timings correctly. They're there when they need to be. This has been a masterclass so far. It really has. Jame and 4 players that you're all learning about this week. It's been the story of his career. The only time it went wrong is when and that might be his secret Achilles heel, is that, he's not someone who wants to play with superstars or somebody who has a whole career behind them who wants to bring in another vision. His vision is so specific, so esoteric to Counter-Strike that, like you said, you have to learn to play against Jame. It's like you have to get a degree that's not useful for anything else.
Right.
You gotta get that just to beat him.
Sure.
And then you still have to be good, fundamentally speaking, versus other rosters.
If you're not certified, you don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Well, it's wild too, though. It's like Jame himself isn't a superstar. He's only got 4 kills, Mohan. But those 4 kills
All
won them
clutches.
2 rounds. The pistol, the momentum that came with it, hell, I'll chalk that up. The pistol got them 3, so he's won them 4 rounds with 4 kills. And I love in his post-game interview as well when Donna's asking him, like, did you feel the pressure? He said, what pressure?
Yeah.
There's no pressure. I'm just a weird guy doing this with 3 young kids.
No lies detected. I mean, he's proved it. Like, a lot of people can say no pressure, and they're obviously lying, and they haven't done anything to prove that. Well, James got his chip. What was his post-game at Rio? I forgot what he said. Something really funny, just like a 1 word.
Oh, I can't remember either. Shame on me.
Oh, okay. Now we're crushing.
Shame on you, though, thinking you could step through cave like that. Lotto back-to-back headshots. Nicely done. Starting to see a bit of legacy now. This is critical for them to not only get around at this point, still a recoverable half. 6-6 best case scenario, but they do it with 5 up. We were kind of lulled into just believing PVISION were going to walk away with everything, but this is that sudden success out of Legacy.
Yeah, Legacy are just having a hard time this game, slotting into the timings, and, I don't think I mind PVISION. In a perfect game plan, I think sometimes you do lose a round waiting for the reaction that's correct. You see it now from Legacy as they tried to get that same B-site setup they did for 2 rifle rounds. Oh. Shot missed. But I think it's frustrating. Legacy, they want to push down B, get info, no one's there. Then they go sit back on the site, and then they give up too much space, and suddenly all the PVISION are surrounding them.
Careful now. Belchonic's going to go through. Good on Nism. Holds it back, smokes him off. Damn, he almost got finished by the nade from 11 health down to 6.
Close call.
It's a tough angle to get that nade on him, but you damn near did it.
So it's like king crab fishing when you have to shoulder spot A main and have a molly out. One of the world's most dangerous jobs.
Situation's still fishy as we've got PVISION quietly moving out middle. These are those kinds of moments that he opens up, right, that he finds.
Good on Sadzin, man. They're watching the cross, but he's still here watching.
This shot, luckily for him, Lotto keeps the rifling sharp. Not only in the cave last round, he's stepping up now as the best player so far for Legacy. They're going to run back towards Donut. Nissim getting another one with low HP is huge. And that's Jame dead. So Jello a bit late to the party, comes out with damage. And Lux is going to finish him off, though. Good on Legacy. Everybody kind of tethered nicely. And also Sadzin didn't hit his op shot, but kept eyes on Red Room. And you could see PVISION, once they had been found out with their second idea, they started to kind of panic a little bit, tried to make it really stick. Knew they didn't want to go back to another 20-second walk away. And ultimately, that's going to be Legacy with consecutive rounds.
That's the way that's what when we've seen Legacy play well, that's how they play. That was so good. They were really surrounding they were communicating so well right there. They had the op on the cross, but they also had someone back in B site who was watching for the jump out. They punished everything right away. And even that rotation back to Donut, they had it covered. So, you know, when Legacy are dominating, that's what they look like. Let's see if they can actually build on that a little bit before this half ends. It starts off with this. This is solid. And if someone's going to run out through your molly, and you know, they can do that to you. You have to be ready, and it's pretty much as good as it gets. You get the molly down, they take damage off the molly, you get your gun out, and you just hope they don't one bullet you.
Coming back at middle. Fire out fast. Sadson goes for an alternative angle and didn't see anybody. Again, love to test the flames. That's not a sent all the way back over to B. This is a sudden change of pace and direction here from PVISION. What triggers this? Looking like B-site endgame yet again. It's got to be said that most of the time when they stack up numbers outside of the site, they've been able to just slice right through Legacy, barring that one time Lotto gets a double inside cave. But you can ignore Lotto if you emphasize ramp.
We got to watch this round very closely, because if they get close to the smoke, they blow it open again. We see this is an adaptation they're trying to bring in, and they got that nade ready.
Dumao signing up for the fight just on the edge of this.
There's enough CTs here, but still.
They'll do it again. Pop it open, look for Dumao, offer, clips the wings of Belchadok, and Dumao finds a headshot there as everybody else gets stalled out behind smoke.
They missed that moment. Couldn't get up the site, and again, you had 3 players from Legacy. They're ready for B this time around.
Jame unable to get that wallbang kill despite Dumao being so close to being finished. Better be careful with the A main push. They just want the save here, PVISION. They'll let the last 30 seconds burn out. Here we go. Legacy game on. 3 rounds in a row. B-side starting to hold. Individually looking better.
Yeah, 3 good rounds, like one where it's a lot of different attacks in one round, one where it's a B-side hit. They need to make sure they check off the list. You know, in terms of conditioning, you got to just make sure you've got counterpoints, every single type of exec that's coming, every default. And I think Legacy now have really shown strength. It's going to be a true test of Jame, really, to come up with a new idea. Oh.
Oh, okay, at least 2, but Legacy don't let it all go for free. This is a stark contrast out of Zello at the moment compared to the rest of the stage. Down at the bottom of the board, he's been really consistent in their multi-fragging.
Wow, they don't even need him yet, eh?
Highest rated player for PVISION at this stage. He's kind of been their guy. In a group of what has been promising riflers, he is simply the best.
It's already scary then, because they have 6 T rounds. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
You know what we don't know about him, due to a kind of lack of time on the main stage, is just like, is he the kind of guy that if he has a slow start, never recovers?
Yeah, momentum-based players.
Right, they are out there. So we'll see if he is one, because this is it, right? No denying this is the biggest game of their lives, barring Jame. Chance to progress, their very first major, into stage 2.
And for Jame, the biggest game of his CS2 life.
Nada comes out with it. One of the 2 AKs already finds a victim, and speak of the devil, Zello now upgrading his pistol in a 5 versus 4.
Talk about momentum. That's a nice way to catch a headwind here.
Lotto's been good, though, inside of cave, even when he's working alone. So another time where he goes for a different position. Zello gets him. Insta headshot, barely around that corner before the brain gets popped.
I mean, this is kind of screwed here, right? Unless they come for the stack. They should try to stack, I think, in this spot.
He's got to go massive. Smoke over top of it. He's got to lean out. He's got to take it on his terms. And he's not able to get that second one. 2 rifles coming into this round for PVISION as Legacy's streak looks like it could end at 3. Frag onto the bomb plank goes just a bit too far. And the spam off the mark. That's going to welcome damage back in on Lux. Now he sits on 46, and Legacy have to think, oh, do we really try to take a chance at this? And with 2 kits in the play, they flush Belchadok out into the open. Frag grenade for AW, but now it's got to be Sadson alone. He'll catch Zello, and he wants to save this off. He is gone.
Wow, no attempt.
PVISION break back through, denying Legacy anything more than a 3-round streak.
Yeah, maybe if he had a smoke, he'd try something crazy, but they'll have to walk away from this. You know, what's interesting maybe is that, well, I guess we're getting into clutch situations where James is winning, and that's if James is winning clutches, then Legacy have almost nothing that helps them stand out in a game like this, because that's where they really make all their money. And Lux is a guy who puts up so many clutches, sort of middling so far. Yeah, back at PGL, I mean, we just kept talking about Lux over and over again. He was the emergent star on this roster.
Playing with it. We've seen Legacy try to throw that boost at middle, but have kind of gotten away from it. Instead, Lotto.
Save.
Good save. Huge save. And then they're just going to serve up an attack into the A play. Nissim, 1 kill already, trying to track that. Nicely done.
Second flash is beautiful.
Dumao helping out critically, as that was kind of Lux to save the day out middle.
Oh, this is the scariest situation for Legacy, you know, full blind out middle, but the spray wasn't good enough, and over on A, Dumao really helped out a lot with Nissim, who did a great job with his 2 kills.
But if I'm not mistaken, Lotto eats his teammate's flash, right? That's Lux that tries to flash him out, challenge middle. So Lux better be coming to help out.
Yeah, it could have been. Sometimes mid is messy with sky flashes and CT's counter flashing. So, well, they have to play it cool for now. Be a 4th for Legacy.
It's not a lot of a CT side, but could serve as the springboard. Again, try to capitalize while PVISION don't have everybody online. But we haven't really had to discuss the Legacy clutches, which is really something that they kind of set themselves apart with.
And it's, yeah, again, because it's this new style that's actually been so fun to watch, where PVISION are just, when they go for execs, they don't, I think old like Virtus Pro, that James was calling for, you'd see them, they'd go for execs, but it'd be slowly the entire way. Even when they decide to get in the site, okay.
All good, just denying money.
Right.
It's gonna bottom him out, but we'll have ramifications.
No.
We've seen him win a round with 2 AKs, so critical denial there. But sorry, you were saying?
You know what I mean? With Virtus Pro, they'd be like execing, but even when they decided to exec, it'd be slow. They'd sit in the choke point, they'd wait for you to peek, they'd slowly walk up, they'd punish another player, and then eventually they wouldn't even need to plant sometimes. But this new team that they've got, when they get close to a doorway, they just barrel all the way through, like quickly. Faster than almost any other team in the stage, I won't lie.
Here we go. Speaking of which, Nissim finding Jame out middle. That was Jame on an entry path in mid. Told you he'd evolve. Cut down, 1 AK on the field. Nada's gonna use it to kill Dumao. And this is pressure on Lotto. You've got him out of his cave. He's gonna go back in, trying to dive it. Oh, the pistol denied up close. Ciello's frustrations, you can see them in the last round. He will finish this half, his worst half so far at the Major. And the trades come out well for Legacy, as they have certainly rebounded within this half. Sure, they let that 2 AK round interrupt their streak of what could have been 6, but on the brink of winning a 5th, this is undeniably a recovery. Nada gonna try to put on a show here. A 4K demanded of him, and the 1v3, but 1 kill deep into it already. No bomb possession. That sits top ramp. Nade is fantastic. 50 damage for him to have to handle. Legacy with a rebound here as PVISION came out of the gate swinging. With only 4 opening kills, PVISION still manage a 7-round half, fueled mostly by those 2 Jame clutches early days, maximizing it in the pistol for the 3-0 start. That streak of 6 rounds responded to because Legacy on each side of the map, each extremity, had a reliable anchor. Between Lotto and Nissim, you've got 2 stars for Legacy performing so far, but is 5 rounds on the defense going to be enough to answer back on PVISION's map pick?
I think what's definitely cool about this game is like there are some stars, but like both these teams have that in common where you don't really know who's going to come through the most.
Well, coming through Donuts, Lux. He's not alone either. Ochana, tough spot.
Ooh,
He's got
get out of
teammates
cave.
in CT spawn, but he's just going to tuck into the temple corner. Lux coming at him, takes a bullet to the face.
And they still haven't planted?
No, bomb is outside B.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a mess, actually, because they kept him inside of cave. Now, why would you want to do that if you were going to go to the B site late? Look at the CTs reassembling themselves.
Jame hasn't fallen for it.
Bro.
And he just taps Doom out and the bomb out of the round, and then he calls on his pack of riflemen to come running over to support him.
This got to be the sickest flank ever.
Oh, it's good for damage. Beltronic surviving. Nada's got it covered. AW in with 1 as well, and that is PVISION with both pistols in their pockets.
You know, I think we saw an honest day's work from both teams in most of those rounds in the first half. That's the clearest mistake I think we've seen so far.
Yes,
there's
call it
just,
as it is.
I think there's just some irony to the fact that you're fighting out. No, you're fighting outside B maybe because you didn't think they'd be there in the initial setup that they would push. But because they did, all you did was shove them back to the site you were trying to take instead of having them flank donut or take over mid, which would have actually left them maybe more vulnerable. Now, obviously, that's just not the CT side that setup they were expecting. And the other thing is PVISION have shown extremely good strats on pistols. That can go for CT side too.
See ya. Nada going for the blind spam on smoke, and it's an easy first blood. Sadzin's gonna crawl into the SMG. That's money made for A&W, who tries to plant.
A&W, baby.
Yeah, class action.
That was quite a burger.
That's so Canadian. AW. You know when I
How
first,
long was that?
Dude, when I first read his name, I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh,
at some
really?
point.
Okay,
I knew
okay.
it. I knew it. And I was afraid it was gonna be as soon as I met him on media day.
Oh, he's a tall glass of root beer.
He doesn't even know what A&W is.
I know, right?
If only he did.
No, he needs to know ball, though.
Give me that Mazza burger with onion rings. Clean it up. 5 alive. Strong start for
There
PVISION.
could totally be a lot in common, which is not something you would, again, ever say between a team like Legacy and a team that's run by Jame. But the fast execs that the T side will bring on Legacy, the
Those
contact
sudden pops?
explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to do that too. That's how they ran over Red Canids in that T half on Nuke the other day, and I mean it's really won them a trophy, that style of play.
I think the difference, though, is, you know, sometimes Legacy can be a bit more sloppy with it, and that's why they can then have to, you know, bank on their clutch factor,
Yeah.
but that clutch factor is also so strong. So it has been a reliable element of their play. But right now we're not getting that. 2 clutches won in this map so far, both of them James, both of them in the first 4 rounds of action. Looking comfortable with this 4-round lead as the first gun round comes out from Legacy's attack. You know, this is going to be PVISION in a different place where Zello is not a driving force behind their success. So we wonder if it can still work. And he's got time to recover it, but for now it's smoke in hand and bodies on the other side of this entrance. Nissim starts to take up his position towards Red Room as everybody else on Legacy. Oh, not even. No, he's going to crawl back, and this is going to be 5 strong on B. Jame is nowhere to be found, so this double up inside of Cave, which has already burned its smoke, has to deliver.
Yeah, but they still got a great, oh man.
Okay.
They got such a great spot so late, and Legacy are execing over this. They're gonna have to run through it or just skip Cave altogether.
You can take that site, but within it, it's good control for PVISION.
Oh, he missed the molly. That can't miss that molly.
Unacceptable at this point when you need it this badly with elimination tonight. Lux is gonna try to take a look at the cave, wants to unravel it from the other side. They're gonna still find a way to pinch this. Not able to hold on.
Oh!
They do come through with both those frags, and it's a spam into the short smoke. Excellently done here from Legacy. That was a mighty effort. For a second, felt like they were gonna get stuffed out of it, but that back lane help just didn't come through, right? Smoked off on short. He's not able to stop them from pinching into cave. It's an alternative route other than just slamming your way into it. And James off also gonna get taken away. Good on Legacy.
Ooh, that's a close call. Now, they didn't have any counter utility, looks like, so they had a really good setup for, you know, Legacy having to change plans and not go forward with the cave split coming up the ramp, but they didn't actually get in front of this. They didn't take advantage of the missed molly over on long, and then, you know, this extra kill from Dumao is huge, but it honestly doesn't matter at that point. They take over cave, they got their 2 frags. Not the most investment from PVISION, to be fair, but still a setup that looked to make that scary. Was that Dust2?
Error.
AW so broke. Discussing the investment coming down. And Lux discussing the opportunity. He was he really struggled versus Bait yesterday, and they got 2-0'd in that game. He also he wasn't really there for the Red Canids match, but they crushed that game anyway. But it's just someone I've been keeping an eye on because in a team that's really come up together as a team, Lux has stood out as an IGL, a clutcher, really high impact fragger, and we haven't been saying his name too much. All right, this is a big moment for Legacy. Like, full investment in for PVISION.
Whoa. Oh, James takes a shot.
Oh,
Satis
nice.
Catches one inside a donut, but
Clean
the
find.
thing is, there's still 2 hard dedicated A defenders. Lux bomb is gonna get dropped, and he pounces. Oh. Huge move from Belchinock. And so you may have come out from donut into the site. Zello's got cover behind this and support inbound.
He doesn't have to move.
James gonna just somehow find a path through smoke.
He's just sitting there with him.
Dumao got cover, gets taken down. Huge triple kill from that A anchor. And then all of the supportive elements on the scene that quickly. Legacy just got hit by a truck inside of the A site.
Oh man, that push into A main, that's just the whole round. That was just such a great move. It was exactly what they needed to make up for the fact that that first kill went the way of Legacy, and it totally crushes the ability to get out of donut safely onto the site. They have no way to plant, no post-plant control whatsoever, no one in temple to threaten these backside positions, and yeah, if you can just sit on single the entire time and not fight, you know you're in a good spot. So what can you say? What a move. That's how you use an MP9.
Smelled blood in the water, pounced on it, comes back with an AK, Dumao dead with nothing. And let's say, you know, Beltronic doesn't get as much of a success. Well, that's fine. There were so many players already there alongside him to try to pick that up. Shout out to James getting into that smoke. He had support to CT as well, so there was more protocols in place than what they ended up needing. And it is an instant answer to the one-off of Legacy.
Yeah, he needed both frags to make it look super easy, but that was just to make it look super easy.
Right,
kept so many alive.
Regardless, first one drops the bomb in front of it, and like you said, Zello, he's just sitting on single box, never even had to do anything, but you know he could have stepped up to a duel versus Nissim. Could have let Beltronic just sit on that boost still, but nah, he took the control of the situation.
Got an extremely heavy alien.
Absolutely paid off.
No one's pushing down too far. James has the op.
It's a pretty stark contrast to the setup we had 1 round ago.
Beltronic's peeling back. He wants to get to the mouth of donut when this exec comes in, and that op does damage.
Collateral. Hits both players, both survive. Nice shot out of Nissim. Needed that one, needed something going here for Legacy. PVISION stuck up inside of their spawn as bomb's gonna go down donut side. And James wants to let the rifles get in front of him. Good body block on the smoke. That had a huge bounce. And so Lotto's gonna end up having a massive angle, and they're not gonna anticipate this if they start this temple retake. Now Lotto inside of that smoke as Nissim finds another kill. He pushes through it. Good on Lotto to just, again, keep that pressure on. Good on Legacy to just come barreling back to a bomb site that 1 round ago held strong.
It's a crazy good smoke block. They trusted it. They needed to make sure to minimize how many fights they had to take and where people could be standing. So Legacy's full A attack is beautiful, and James' damage is in vain. He would have traded all that damage for just 1 kill, obviously.
Terrorists win.
Kind of surprised you get a collateral and no one dies. Through the legs, into the legs.
Into the headshot from Nissim.
Trade's crazy.
Gets revenge. Beltronic from the last round going into A main and getting Nissim unprepared.
That's a fiery match, man. They're really going back and forth with extremely strong rounds.
It's everything we wanted.
Yeah.
It's everything we wanted with the still absence of Zello. I mean, again, sitting on 4 kills even at this point.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know, I believe I don't think he's had a kill so far this half. We're now 5 rounds into it. So maybe we're getting our answer. Momentum based, doesn't start well, hasn't returned. 4 rounds back and forth we go. It's still PVISION double digits, it's still PVISION leading by 3. At least walking away with 2 guns last round. James gonna try to come up with a plan, and there's always a plan, right? James got an idea for every sort of buy. Puts himself over to the B site this time. Doesn't want to bank on that solo op hold that they tried to use 1 round ago, which failed.
Lux gets touched by that HE on the default grenade set. No mid control in for the CT side. They're obviously a little bit more worried about what's going on towards A. It's a brand new setup right now for PVISION. And Legacy will have to do some detective work to suss this out. Operation Find James.
Sits and waited a minute. Feels a reason to fall off the angle. That's while we hear utility popping inside of the cave. It's gonna get smoked out. AW seeing the flash come through. There's obviously some kind of presence outside of this B site, but it doesn't feel like PVISION really believe that it is as much of a threat as it truly is. Again, you are sitting 3 players hard inside of that A stack. James with a read in his mind that is indeed incorrect. This is a huge moment for AW if he can do anything while that smoke remains up.
Oh, he doesn't want them to come through, but they're thinking about it. James finally thinking about coming to help.
Oh, he gets the MP9 kill.
Don't let him get another kill, okay.
And he'll get stopped. James pops open that smoke, clips Sadzin in sight. And are they willing to try to take this chance for the retake?
Got to, I mean, Lux is low.
There is 1 kid on the play and it belongs to Nada. You get Legacy stuck inside of that cave. You're dropping grenades on top of them, but is there a gap on that again? Certainly, both Fordelux and Nissim. Smoke on rotation denies the player down beneath. Dumau starts to peel back, and this retake is on. Zello has to find his groove, and he's got to find it soon. Remember, Nada is the guy with the kit, so now crossing over towards that bomb. Nade's gonna blow Lux out into the open. Nissim shoots his teammate, comes out, stops the diffuser, claws him out into the open. Zello's on it now, and denied. Big cave play.
Nissim does it all. He even gets his teammate in the process. Oh my goodness. That smoke just not good enough, but you know, Zello in the back actually spotted the edge of the smoke was a little open. They came forward, spraying across it. When that HE came down, it was a Team K that got Lux killed because he was trying to jump away from the HE. And a massive multi here for Nissim. 4 frags. 5 if you want to get technical. Kind of wild that round even gets close.
Right.
With a 1 MP9 there for so long. With just like a one set of utility, basically.
James sets it up, right? Opening up the short smoke and catching just that swift glance of Sadzin.
Yeah.
it's like
but
also,
they can't miss their utility. They had their A-smoke look to block on the retake.
Yep.
That got them the lost rounds.
It's also kind of like two subpar diffuse positionings. Small details, but it costs PVISION, and it's going to open a door wide for Legacy to try to tie this game up. Freebie of a round, they can feel it. And I like that Legacy, you know, when an advantage like this with no economy for PVISION to play, they're not the kind of team to take their time. They've earned a moment of confidence. They will use confidence and just storm that B site, find it entirely vacant for the taking. To hell with your 5-7s, you can hang on to Cave. It's just a question of what does the exit cost Legacy. This could wind up being one of those games where the pressure of the situation did get to Ziello. We're talking about a group of rookies and James, major champion. Two totally different realities. And I found, you know, one of the curious things about James' interview yesterday, and he's always kind of had this philosophy, but when Donna asked, what do you say to your teammates when things are getting tight and they're not going your way and, you know, frustrations can start to flow, he says, words are useless. I don't need to say anything. I can't say anything. They have to focus on themselves. He's not that kind of guy. He's not the big brother that's going to pull you out of a bad day.
Yeah.
He expects you, as a promising young player, to do it yourself. So Zello's got to dig deep here and now, because this game is still very much possible for PVISION. Back into the rifles they'll go.
Yeah, somehow feels like Legacy are winning, even though they're not.
It's just because they've got
such strong
momentum.
recent rounds.
4 of the last 5.
Yeah, this will change things for sure.
Taking an early look at this A site, but it is just Dumau setting himself up, kind of puffing his chest with that spam. Electronic out towards middle is going to have his hands full. More than one coming at him. He's got support and Donut, and those two rifles do combine. All while James just peels back. Sadzin's going to catch Zello. That was a push out from Cave by the looks of it. And that opens the possibility of a B play. How fast do Legacy want to go with this? Because AW is just leaning back on these lanes. And that's a ton of free space over for Legacy if they really want to force this issue and do it fast.
That ramp smoke, they have to be a little careful. We don't need to blow this open. Actually, no kits right now, so it's going to be tough.
It's enough
utility. Want to go for a retake.
To just still get in. Bit of wall bank damage there. Nissim lower, but still looking for an exit. Crosses over towards the ramp. Could come back at a moment's notice. They're going to know about Sadzin, but they don't know about Dumau's flank. But he may not see anything by the time his teammates start dropping. James already pushed forward. This is going to be a big ball.
You missed the ball.
No!
You can't.
Supposed to go on bomb, and when they don't have a kit, that could have been massive. But you're still going to cause a bit of panic. Sadzin somehow has to get back in here, and he's got less than 10 seconds. An act of desperation denied. PVISION in with the retake. No kit needed. They still have just enough time.
You know, maybe we're going to find out in this game if they need Zello, because he dies again, but they still have such a good spot. All of the other trades go their way. And while the door is open towards B, that flank's a little bit slow. PVISION's retake's really quick, and this molly, I mean, there was no smoke to counter this. That is pretty brutal, because the molly comes down, Dumau can slow it down even. He was obviously quite confused. He wanted to get into the mix, you know, have impact on this retake, but I think felt he missed an opportunity with that late kill.
Sadzin out mid already.
They're going in to push for the retake on it. They might walk into this. Nice kill.
First blood, Legacy.
Sadzin being very aggressive. We'll see if he's going to jump up on the box, but will he connect with his teammates before this boost is dismantled?
Nada just walks around, catches
Sadzin just linger a little too long right there.
Once the smoke goes down, you'd think he'd want to be in a safer spot.
His second aggressive push was assisted with the flash. Now, we do have Nissim already out on the A site. They're looking to try to get... They really have a good opportunity to pull B rotators, actually, while this bomb can slowly go A later.
Jane consider it. Will he think about this threat?
I mean, he's going to be thinking about main when he comes back out, right? Nissim will
exposed
just,
to sight,
I think
no?
Nissim just walks across the site slowly when Dumao comes in, since he's already here.
I mean, James has left his back open to this A site for a long time, and he is just banking that nobody steps up behind him. Oh, even better for Legacy is just Lotto taking the headshot.
Now they have no idea.
Nope. They will be coming over with caution. But Nissim, here's the stomp up from Nada.
Just don't give him a kill and they won't go for this. Oh.
Nissim dies.
Oh.
Missed shot from the op. Zello's got his. Retakes in full effect.
No!
Missed shots from Lotto big time. And so Lux with 38 health and an op is getting smoked off. There it is. Jame may die with nothing on the A site, and Jame may be the only one with clutches, but the rest of PVISION just stepped it up for him.
Such an excellent setup from Nissim to take that side space. And again, I think Sadson, he wanted to play super aggressively this round. It got him his first kill. He pushed out with that flash and took over mid by himself, but I think didn't know how to advance from that spot.
I want to say these are Zello's first 2 kills of this half. He's been sitting on 4 frags for a long time.
You know who still is? It's Lux.
Ouch. Kamal is down. Fueling that retake. Zello a part of the pack. He's got that round he can point to here, and PVISION with 3 to try to close out their pick.
Beautiful AGs.
Oh, the lineup could have been even worse here for Legacy. They just try to scramble back into cover, but there's still flashes coming out from Donut.
They gotta have a molly, right?
Nada catches Dumao jumping back, and now he's gonna take his leave. And that's gonna let Jame post on an angle, but a missed op shot. Still a bit of a chance here for Legacy. Jame feeling the pressure of this potential red bush.
Wow, the CTs are just totally leaving the A site. That's kind of a crazy move to make.
They're just flowing though.
Yeah.
Again, it's definitely a more rambunctious bunch than what we've seen in the past alongside Jame. They can sense the ability to end this. 5 versus 3, sure, you've given over mid control, but worst case, what? Retake A site if they happen to walk out, Donut?
It's so wild how they don't even just 2-1-2 in this spot. They actually just go for the read.
You just gotta trust Jame.
Yeah, 5v3 and they're stacking the correct site. And
Zello comes through with perfection.
You're kidding.
You got that risk because that B site's so overstacked, you're allowed to send a player out. And in doing so, that should have just set up the final nail in this coffin. Sadson's 33 health versus 4. It's that strong 6-round start. It's winning the second pistol. It's converting it and going back and forth at the start of this. And then a couple of critical retakes out of PVISION's camp and leave Jame to try to end it. Missed shot as AW gets killed. He knows that that offer's up close, but the pistol's gonna be enough. And PVISION close.
Damn.
Their map pick worked on since their game versus Gamer Legion yesterday. They come in strong with another great plan. Critical early Jame clutches.
Yeah, there were so many good rounds from Legacy in that match. It felt so much closer than it was up until the end. But now that we look back, PVISION...
One could fall to think that, oh, PVISION, they're just going to wait it out. However, on Inferno, you need to take a certain amount of map control if you want to stand a chance late in the round.
Takes ain't easy on this map.
That's the thing, you know. So for PVISION, I think they're going to struggle a lot with the aggression. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it sounds like a cliche by now, but it truly is do or die time. Is this the last time we see Legacy here in Budapest?
It's a scary thought, Freya, that Legacy could be getting cut short, and especially by a team that coming to the Major had never defeated a team in the top 20 of HLTV. And yet now, their final last 2 opponents have been Gamer Legion and Legacy, 2 of the only teams in that top 20, Launders.
It sounds stupid to throw out stats, but when we get to the Major, we just see it too many Majors in a row, where there's some things that are just more important, especially with the pressure. That's just a unique factor about this event, the one that everybody wants more than anything else that can really make you crumble. Or make some players really shine. The thing about Inferno is Legacy, it's no longer a reliable map for them. They are, it's a team that should be picking this map. They have enough reps to be good on it, a depth in their playbook. That makes sense, and it's a good punish versus PVISION. It's just not one where the self-confidence is at its all-time high. They lose it sometimes, inexplicably. It's hard to say who they'll beat, who they'll lose to. PVISION have played once so far this Major. They narrowly lost to Bait. They can run it. It's not like it's a good map for them. I'm just a little bit worried for Legacy that this used to be just such an amazing place to go, and now, not as much.
Well, freebie. Walk around the corner. Jame is dead to that banana flank, so this balcony push better work. Sadson's gonna shut down the first one. Ciello's got an early kill in this map at least. Velchonic able to get into the bomb site, but that fast flood from the flank is now all here on the short side. Big clutch attempt for Yellow, and he's got one stuck behind the pillar on the reload. Whew.
This guy has no fear.
Puts the flash out for the re-swing. He's got him still stuck in. Right down to it, dancing back and forth. Lotto dodging shots, wins the clutch and shuts him down, and that's going to send Zello back to the dark place.
He's kind of a monster, though. That was crazy the way that he played that. So much pressure on Legacy, who normally are the ones who like to swarm. That flash works wonders. He gets so much damage in, but that skinny pillar is enough. Chip damage with a Glock is no good. That was a great try and a last bullet kill for Lotto.
Trying to flex their advantage. Legacy straight into the mid push. Surprised James got caught at the wheel like that last round. Back turn totally to bottom middle. Thought maybe he had gotten Legacy to be a bit more timid, but not the case.
Yeah, it's nice to see the counter on the pistol strat, because it feels like PVISION had just been like so good at that.
Now you're going to give them no room to work whatsoever. Now, I do think Legacy are that sort of team. You try to put them in a cage, and they are just going to start thrashing. Well, this round and the round prior kind of kick off to that. Down a map now on your own, looking to come out and just set a tone. It's good aggressive moves. You know, Legacy have had to learn to go through all of these motions in the biggest pressured games of their careers from Austin until now. It's been a growing phase for them. And you got to tap into that wealth of experience to just dispatch of what is, again, a bunch of major debutantes.
Left this bomb back in spawn. They're working up towards this A play. Oh my goodness, that is a crazy big risk. Heard that rifler right there, Nissim takes some damage. Quite a successful start to this situation here for PVISION. Push the opera back on A, does some damage, and they have car control already. What's the move, Legacy?
Go for the execute. They're just going to go for yet again one of those sudden pops. W shut down. No answer back from him, so it's a good start for Legacy as they're just going to start dumping utility pressure onto site and already down through middle. That's at least spotted by James. Velchonic ready for that climb up, but dies out to it. And this is not a comfortable amount of control for PVISION whatsoever. They'll put the bomb down at the least. Dumau's going to dive through. That gets read by James. He picks up the position in pit just at the same moment. And already that banana flank keeps this pressure on. Zello, Nada, just stuck in the back of this bomb site. They know they are awaiting the retake, and they don't have any tools to put that fire out, except for the swing and the double headshot. Huge chance here for the clutch out of Zello to recover what was a bad first map. Bullets whiz by, and he'll find nothing. Legacy come through, still 2 players standing, and find that third round straight.
A little nervous with the late smoke in CT spawn, but overall a great retake, and everything that Legacy wanted to get out of that round in their default, playing on B, the boost up to get the first kill, the Maulian to delay the plant, the players they had on the flank, like they were getting what they were looking for. The spams and the cross, everything was excellent. We're going to really look for them dodging grenades, or if they're going to eat those grenades here on T side. Legacy, they like to throw full kits from the site. Zello gets tagged down low already. There's no window flash. This op might just get a free shot.
Yes, it will. Quick pop from Sadzin. Nade is perfectly placed, so PVISION gonna have a rough go at it to get just anywhere close to this B site. Jostle around the utility. Try to set up a pack of players to pounce off the U-tilt.
can already see that PVISION are a little bit more rough around the edges. 2 Tech 9s on this round. They got the space they're looking for, but they're... Yeah, Zek can still be dangerous. Shot gets missed. That's really awkward.
Certainly helps out PVISION's efforts. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Kills come right back, though. Sadzin's second chance, not going to miss. Bottom mid player will get caught, though. 30 seconds to run this back at A if they want, but no bomb. Yeah. It's just for the save.
So the re-peek from the op, that helps solidify their position on the site. Nice kills out of Sadzin.
What you up to, James?
Always got to do things a little differently.
Right, yeah, you could go run and T-spawn like everybody else would ever, including the teammate
But he's
sent
just
with that M4.
saving a Tech 9 is the thing.
No, he's hunting an M4 is what he's doing.
Yeah. But he would be saving a Tech 9 if he just sat in his spawn the whole time. So this is actually not that great for him. He would have rather died.
Couldn't find him as Nissim also went to look for another. Not the strong start that PVISION were looking for after establishing that 6-0 back on Ancient. Fantastic chance for the economy to blossom here for Legacy, so it's time for Dust2 to come through with a bit of help.
Making it expensive was the main goal last round. They really couldn't do that exactly. The space that they're getting is still good. They're not catching that like retake kit from the B site when they're at the top of car. So the exec gets this close, a little dangerous, but when you get the first kill here, that helps out a lot. I think what they were missing was the full follow through. Trying to catch the flank on this round when they were already down a player, and that exec with that amount of space they took, if they had just swarmed more, it would have been maybe a better idea versus Legacy.
There's just more pep in their step this map already. You know, we've seen it since the pistol, and Sadzin's going to weaponize it again here in the 5th round.
Yeah, they just look way more comfortable. I think conversely, PVISION don't.
Comfortable and wide awake. I think that first map loss was a slap upside the head. In a good way. It's got them looking sharper. It's going to be a reminder that while PVISION have shown great promise and have great momentum coming into this major, you know, big win streaks, map streaks on Mirage, something that they had in their back pocket, it's still just trying to take down the big dogs. Beating top 20 teams is what it eluded them. They separated themselves from teams of their caliber on the run to Budapest. There's 3 teams ranked in the top 20 at this stage. They just entirely avoid phase, 1 of 3. Beat Gamer Legion yesterday and tried to take a piece out of Legacy tonight. So they have waited their time to get a piece of the top 20. Now they got to show that they can do it twice. Dumao sits back sights. They just run on in. Great grenade damage, and it serves up the perfect distraction. Lotto setting up Dumao for the alley-oop, but he goes ahead and gets 2 of his own. And this is Legacy just tearing through PVISION now.
Yeah, so good. I mean, everything that you want to see on their best day on Inferno is what we're getting right now. When it really matters, they're smiling about it. I think there was a moment where it's like, you know, like throughout Bucharest, CAC, every single first pick was Inferno, and it'll continue to be. But they only won half those games, and a match like this, you got to pick it. There's going to be a little worry about, okay, well, what does Jay know about our Inferno? What is he going to teach us about our Inferno now? But the amount of reps they have on it, it's just undeniable.
This shot, luckily for them, Dumao out from Sandbags finds that AW extension, who's now sitting 0 and 6.
Zello saw that.
He's going to keep an eye on it. Ooh, or is he? He's going to go try to join that pack. They think, okay, you can have apartments. We'll just push right past
That's
you.
so crazy, that decision. They saw the hall setup off Zello's call, I guess, and Op goes down.
Yeah. Is it crazy or is it just James?
Yeah.
Smoke comes out to balcony, trying to find that route out for Lux to apply more pressure. He at least gets the angle with his utility.
Youch.
That's lovely, right? Just creates that pocket of smoke so that he can dump nades into the back of the site. You see the impact it has. Beltronic just dropped down as low as his two teammates, but a back turn to Zello. He's gonna walk out, execute. Dumau sees the brackets is clear for the taking. It's this push up from Moto with two inbound now. Beltronic turns around to it, already players on site. Lotto's gonna clear that back corner. We've got this push out through smoke from Zello punished. Nada, deep corner of pit also cleared, and Legacy come in big.
Oh,
just enough time for the 6-0 start. The same thing PVISION did to them map 1.
Zello tried to have so much impact here, I think, off this call. Again, they run up mid very quickly. It's obviously some frustration, I think, with some close moments, but that's because, well, they haven't won a round. So that's natural.
You put it that way. This is one that they could have pulled off, even with low health. I mean, the disadvantage was there for a long time, but
Zello really tried to come in and help.
Efficiency from the retake out of Legacy.
They would have benefited from a lane plant there. Well, he did come down into the site.
Losing Jame inside a boiler, right? That would have prevented that.
Yeah.
Worried about the boiler peak coming through.
Yeah, that's right. They're making PVISION look like Vitality right now.
Why does that feel so long ago?
It was. In Counter-Strike years, it's even
6 months, huh?
more rapid than dog years.
A lot changes in 6 months. Vitality not winning every event this season.
Complexity or Ukrainian.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, wow. Look how much space they take off of just one little piece of utility, man. These guys are wild.
Ready to slam into this bomb site again. And honestly, I'm not comfortable if I'm Sadzin.
They didn't even wrap. They just escorted one player around.
He'll sit on it.
Nice shot.
Not as the first victim, but Beltronic comes out with the Nissim kill. Oh, more damage, but it's just damage.
It's kind of sick, man. They didn't go with the arch wrap, but leaving a guy here.
Well done.
Yeah.
Zello up into the Moto corner makes a world of difference in terms of locking this one down. And you'd think Legacy gotta let it go, but again, be cost effective. Don't let PVISION walk away with 4.
I'd love to know like what percentage of the rounds are out of spawn. Like they know how this whole thing is going to play out versus we made a creative decision on the fly, because it just feels like so many moves are they're adapting to the moment more than going off of a set play.
Not getting out of there. Otto makes sure that there is some kind of price tag, but still, majority up is good for PVISION.
Yeah, that's a big kill to get out of there. 1 down for Legacy, 3 saved for PVISION. Bomb plant as well on this win.
And it feels like PVISION also, while all those things you just point out are true, are also at the same time figuring this out somewhat, right? This now back-to-back kind of rapid explosion into the A bomb site. Because they didn't have apartments last time and Lux was able to come through with more damage. Yeah, the retake does stick its landing.
Yep.
Because every PVISION player was down to 15 health or so. You know, the odds were so stacked against them. This time, they set themselves up quickly. They know what they want. They follow through.
That's something we can all appreciate as Counter-Strike fans. They play off the live data really well.
Sure. Oh!
So do Legacy, I guess. Wow.
3 nades perfectly placed.
That's
AW and Nada down.
Full buy, by the way. Not as
Nasty.
eco.
Calculate that.
Put that in your abacus.
In your what now?
Your ass.
Subtle. Otto 14-2, by the way. Rockstar on the B site. More players coming his way. He's happy to just sit inside the fire. He'll burn all the way down to 6 HP.
Hey, that's calculated too.
It's a bit crazy as well. Smoke's coming over top. You've already got that third piece in position with Sadzin. I think in this comfortable of a spot, Lotto's going to be willing to go for sprays through that edge of the smoke. We'll see if it sets up Dumau again. Wow, just barely getting by that. Tucking into the pit at 25 seconds. Dumau slides up, sprays away Beltronic, and gets Jello as well.
Too easy.
Find the piece after piece, send James to the save, and Lux sitting bottom middle is going to deny that off. So here we go again. Legacy answering immediately.
They definitely learned a lot about A, and in the rounds they've lost towards A, you could see like this is the small move they could do to win, and then they proved it. But over on B, Legacy just full control. And he who wins Banana wins Inferno, period.
Perfection from the utility for the kickoff.
I feel like they need to start mollying these backside positions on their execs instead of just going for the contact explodes, because like, you know, sometimes teams can't even play in these standard spots because the utility is so good, but you don't really get PVISION doing full strength site execs. It's like they get top car and then they try to just, it seems like they just try to get across the grill. Then they start trying to fight, but they always forget about either someone on quad or someone on emo. That guy gets more than they're supposed to. One round in this game so far for PVISION. It was a nice one. They'll be lucky to buy again.
For all we know, they've got a godlike CT side in store, but it's one of the flatter halves we've had out of PVISION so far in Budapest. There's no star of the show either that's trying to really fight for this. It's not even a tug of war. It's just Legacy, both hands on control. No signs of slowing down. Okay, that's insane. That is crazy.
Almost entirely killed from that far away on the boost.
I was like,
Beltronic will not know about that until later. That's mad.
For 80 damage, not even like, you know, a little bit of 15 chip. No, no, no. Lux is actually going to be a liability this round because of that wall bang. Whoa. Again, they just try to explode into a site. This time the trade is good. Dumau finds, again, a separated 1v1. Beltronic trying to swing out. That's the bomb down. Dumau does good work, but James will finally put an end to this B defense.
Just too many bodies to get
Double
in.
nade, but it bounces off the front of the site. It doesn't all come through, and James, just what a move, going in through that coffin smoke, taking a challenge into the back of Church.
The op's down, so he knows he can swing a little bit more. He's not worried about re-peeking in this spot. Let's see what Legacy can come up with.
They're gonna go double smoke, trying to go over it. He's gonna find that one, so James finding a multi-kill this time. Nissim's got a lot of rounds to play with, so the retake attempt comes out. It is a James triple. Finally, a strong multi-kill moment out of the side of PVISION, and of course, leave it to James.
I'm a big fan of that. I think they still could have cleaned up on B. Like, there's one part of the exec that is really true to their personality and how they're contacting, like full explosion, everybody coming through when they're coming through on the smoke, but like, Legacy are still getting the first kill every time. Sometimes they're even getting 2, 3 kills on the B-site defense. So unless PVISION are extremely high numbers when it comes time to do it, you're going to have a really solid hold. They need to make better use of mollies, I think.
Like you said, those full execs, right?
Yeah, they should try them at least. If those backside positions are just not that safe. When the T's have a lot of money. They shouldn't be anyways. But I like that Legacy are never getting caught playing retake. They're abusing what works. It's pragmatic.
Overfacing in Banana this round for Legacy either, so you're just letting PVISION get close again.
Yeah.
They do molly backside, there's nobody there.
They push them back both sides of A, just like that.
Good on Legacy to try to keep these positionings fresh. They'll drop a smoke ahead of this at 45 seconds.
They don't care about these smokes sometimes, man.
For better or for worse. Sometimes Legacy just end up with free kills, but Tech9's about to jump in. You know they're going to play with it. Dumau turns it over. Sure enough, again, it is 3 dead to that M4.
And you'd love for them to learn from this, but it's getting a little bit too late.
Stuffed on the approach. Dumau going back in for more. Beltronic over towards Pit will get the answer back at least. But then they set default ablaze. He's going to be desperate to not die to the utility. James catching Satsin's actually quite big. Oof. Lotto spams through it. off peek into the coffins, but it's low health for Beltronic. And it's an easy pickup for PVISION yet again.
Yeah, I mean, the other way is you draw out so much utility, there are no smokes. You don't want to see like 5 rifle rounds this half. A team had to go through a smoke. When they got top B really early, you know, you're not getting a last second exact. This is 35. They could have waited a little longer, but maybe they didn't feel confident that they got all the utility out. It's obviously harder to count grenades now that you can drop them, but I can't help but feel they're just chopping some opportunities.
Running out of runway now. We've got 2 more rounds left in this half for PVISION. 2 one-off round wins. Took them 7 rounds just to figure it out the first time. And that round was that really rapid brackets into A commitment. Sort of freed up to do as he pleases on Banana. And it's when Legacy have leads like these that they start to take more and more liberties. Their confidence boils over into those kinds of deep peaks. Willing to run alongside the risks. All while James and company trying to play catch up. Beltronic ahead of that with the boiler player as well. So 2 players on short, about to challenge into what is 3 players ready to receive. Apartments control for neither team. The flash misses, not ideal. Nissim capitalizes on that. Big mistake here for PVISION, and at this point and a half that's falling this flat, you can't be making mistakes like a missed flashbang.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
Another 5 players alive situation. This is the kind of Legacy that I can get behind.
Yeah, and PVISION, you know, they very well may have come into this game. You bring out these top 20 stats, and they know they're going to have to give away a map pick here and there. Like, they know they have a strong Ancient. They win yesterday 2-0 because they get overpass as Gamer Legion's map pick. That's just a blessing for them. Even if they're OT games, they know they're comfortable on them. But here on Inferno, they don't really have the wins to show us why they would win versus Legacy, all things equal.
So final go of it, and one that doesn't look pretty. Tech9's on 4. There's been no savior this half for PVISION. Biggest individual pop-off moment was that triple kill out of James, and they were finally able to break down that B-site defense once. So again, they're just going to try to get explosive with the Galil. Beltronic good for the first and a second.
Okay.
Now we've got real pressure here for Lotto, but he's been the star of this B-site. He'll clip Nada, and as he gives himself utility to play around, he does get clipped. AW's got him trying to dive around into the darker corner. Nissim walking up from Banana already dropped. And so it's an AW multi-kill alongside Beltronic. Good on him. 2 kills to each of their names, and Sadzin, with a near impossible 1v4 ahead of him, has to go for it. Final round of this half. And PVISION, a gift for the road. We said stats-wise, it's not an uncomfortable map for PVISION, but it's just not versus top composition. And so piecing it together, they sit and wait, and they're going to let that bomb pop. Come on now, Sadzin, let it go. You can take all the time in the world. You're never figuring that one out. PVISION, a 3rd round at least, but will it be enough? Because this is the Legacy that we have been waiting for. Certainly not the domination that PVISION were able to kick off Ancient with. Frustration starts to come through on the side of the challengers as Legacy find footing on a map that they call home. Inferno's CT side bodes well for the Brazilians. A 9-3 CT half is certainly enough to close this, Launders.
It is. Everything we've seen from Legacy was good. They've given away a round at the end when everything's going so well. You know, it can happen. A couple of mistakes on B. The one time it's not fully smoked and, you know, PVISION coming exact. That's what they were looking for all half. They couldn't find it until the very end. Call it a gift, a little charity round right there. But overall, nothing to worry about here. If you're a Legacy fan, you should be able to close this map out.
Unless... Nada's Berettas sitting on B. Just that presence of Bananas enough to get a lot of PVISION moving over. Beltronic in with another kill on Lotto, so mid's been good to him so far in the pistol.
He works well by himself, finds these openings.
He's taking off as the best player in the server for PVISION again. Just confirming it each and every step. James gonna let him hit this bomb site. Beltronic also giving space over, but again, just kind of whittling them down when they don't expect it. James crosses over to the little pit, and that's where he finds his first. Empty guns, got to dodge shots, coverage comes through. Supportive elements here from PVISION as they swarm out, and they'll give themselves the best chance at a CT side comeback. Go ahead and secure that pistol.
That is a little bit interesting at the very least. Again, it shouldn't matter too much on a map like this. It's not like Legacy lean on one side more. They really require a lead no matter where they start. But still, PVISION, impressive setups on these pistols. It's a consistent feature so far from them in this stage of the major.
Вместе! Найс! Хорош, ебем их, блядь!
Said Nissim's name backwards.
Speaking in tongues. Just got to stim real quick, hold on. This is like Maui Snake in a green room.
Watching TikToks. That's what your finger feels like when you're scrolling through TikTok.
Just 5 more minutes, just 5 more minutes. They've only got one before this powwow comes to an end with PVISION 1 round closer. It's crazy that after all these years, no matter how maps are going, James is still just positive with the KD. This one no exception. And he's got a chance to farm some pistols as they try to pounce on him from arch side. He's got the cover from behind.
Still alive somehow.
Yep, always is, always will be. Some say he's older than time.
It's the way he moves. It's just like the little micro moves that he makes seems to just catch everyone off guard. Like you're just not ready for his next strafe. You don't know. He's gonna go back when you think he goes left. He's gonna crouch when you think he's gonna run. It's like, bro is strange.
You know, some geniuses obsess over base and science, and others Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Legacy's gun round comes out in the 15th. PVISION have cut that lead down to 4 rounds. 4 rounds between them and Legacy. And a nade deep down to give Doomau something to think about at the start of this.
This'll hurt.
Yep.
Oh, could have been worse.
It's a third of AW down. Gonna force Nada off his perch. Ooh, he spotted the player going through. What are you gonna do about it? AW comes in to help. It's Berettas in hand. No way! Damage on Sadzin somewhat. Op that almost got its angle, but the thing was Dumau spotted, no?
Yeah, they did see him for sure.
Should've known. Jane comes running in. Don't always see him just kind of throw caution to the wind like that.
Yeah, I mean,
unless that info doesn't get relayed or
him.
what, but oh, and Sats and
just
dumps
barely.
it deep into the CT spawn. All now on Beltronic.
Yeah, good luck with this. 1 HE, but they're just too high HP for that to matter.
No smoke. Trying to get onto this bomb. He'll tap it to try to frazzle them. Beautiful flash over top, and Legacy find it in the face of the two-player stack. That church push, how does that catch Jame off?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say, I'm not gonna say it's his fault. If he knew someone was there, surely he wouldn't have ran by, right? You gotta have calmed that, but also it was quite a messy situation. It's possible that that comm just leaked through. But he definitely saw someone getting into that smoke.
I mean, pretty important comm though, no?
Yeah.
Like, definitely, if I'm thinking about the list of things I should be saying, it's kind of at the top. And especially because even once you're dead, you're like, there's your second chance to relay it. You know, maybe both players on site understand, but
Yeah, totally.
either way, great chance for Legacy. That's double digits, 5 rounds the lead. Only 3 rounds into this T side, and they secure one.
Oh, he just thought, but was his Elo on the site with the gun? So he thought he got the kill?
No, that's Noda. We'll have to pick his brain on that one. Limitations from PVISION off the round loss as well. This could be Legacy running away with Inferno convincingly. James gonna have to dig into that bag of tricks. Come on, brothers, show us your secrets. Could be alive now. Could have been the first death of the round, but instead, still 3 players strong on B here for the defense.
Crosshair placement was good, but came in and a little crouched in a little too soon. It's full car control here. It's PVISION who are just more worried about an A hit than a B hit. I can't imagine Legacy run into the stack when they've got so much info over on A2.
Priming it for the taking. This is going to be James scrambled back around into Arch. Yeah, they're going to follow through on this one. This is Legacy's 11th. No doubt, nothing to stop them from taking it over. You're just banking on Legacy misstepping into the B-bomb site. Never comes your way. This round absolutely fizzles out for PVISION. They'll be lucky to hang on to the 3 guns that they came in with, I suppose, but that's one step closer to a map 2 victory for the Brazilians.
Everything PVISION have done has been really impressive, but like, you just got to win this series now. It's the only way you're even going to have a voice when it comes to this next stage, and Legacy are putting their best foot forward to make sure that this just isn't a stomp or the horrible tragedy that we saw yesterday with Gamer Legion. They're just looking way better and winning and staying far in the lead. Reuse and recycle all these weapons on CT's side and try to go for it again. So it won't be the easiest round here for Legacy. Will you get a Legacy tattoo if they win the Major, Connor?
No, absolutely not. My body's a temple.
What about your skin?
The body's biggest organ. There we go. Free up Jame. I mean, again, you're not just going to let this game run away entirely.
He patiently waited for that op.
And then the moment he has it, not so patiently, sticks it down middle, out of an opening duel. And I think that's the beauty of PVISION, is when the going gets tough, Jame will realize that he can be the deciding factor. that he can win rounds on his own, so he'll take that step forward and set up a 5v4. Legacy threatening towards Banana, but then instantly fall away from it.
Severe lack of map control still, though. I like the lane here with you know, double pit. You're really open on arch, but if no one's coming over and the exec comes in, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap here. It's gonna be very scary for the CTs to even hear from the A site. They're calling for help, but this is now 4v2 on the A site. This man advantage might not matter.
Oh, set up with just the pistol towards the pit as well. And on top of that, you've got Lotto trying to get tricky. James reads into this. He knows something's up, but he's still going to lose his head in the process. And so now, anybody that was meant to help out these pit players, nowhere to be found. This is it for Legacy's 12th. Famas firing off. Zello not really able to cover much as that balcony player drops down. His 5-7 finding a victim in between the two sides of this wall. He'll try to draw them forward, but one is all. He ends up getting AW single frag. Library players coming at this in the open, and bomb can be planted safely. But Dumau doesn't commit. Now he's going to be burned, no?
Wait, with the amount of time left over, Noto might want to make a crazy move here.
Dumau tries to reposition, and it's covered. Sadzen's got him deep from inside pit.
They're so annoying when it comes to that A-site hit, but it's also just really smart the way they approached it. They didn't even go for that full wrap. They just took over CT control. Even though James' Spidey senses kicked in, he was just a bit too far, a bit too fast, and a bit too wide on Library for that kill to come in easy. Did a great job of sourcing all the information before really committing to their fights on the A site. Got both players in pit to fight back before they actually had to duel them themselves.
Nice!
And just more of what you want from Legacy. 4v5 win.
Just a strong, convincing victory on Inferno as well. All bets are off moving into Dust2 at this rate. PVISION show us strong outings on Ancient back-to-back between their Gamer Legion and Legacy matches yesterday and today. But this is a stomp. This will wind up being, at this rate, their worst loss so far here in Budapest. And now it's a continuation of Zello's struggles as well. Their highest rated player has been absent in both. Can he recover for a map 3 with tournament life on the line? We'll find out when we get there. AW gonna take a swing at this, but Lotto's gonna stomp him out in the little pit, and so Legacy 5v4 post plant for a victory on Inferno.
There's a little bit too high on everything. Not enough money to fight back here on CT. The better team is clearly far and away and in the lead.
Nissam's already got a back turn to him. Legacy never feeling like they had anything but full control here on the second map of the series. A couple more players to try to retake in from Coffin, but they'll all be looking for these frags. Nissam dunks it on it. Legacy, who began their major journey in Austin on this very same map, will go ahead and continue their run here in Budapest. We will move on to Dust2. PVISION having to pick themselves up from a low they've never felt. The pressure at an all-time high, their inexperience could shine through, while Legacy's successful season banks on a good Budapest result.
Yeah, they seemed uncomfortable throughout that game, Legacy, but I just want to give so much credit to them. They knew what they were doing on Inferno.
Falter a bit too much. Dust2 is also a map that invites for aggression, it invites for pace, so I think it's going to be super, super difficult for PVISION.
We need a James masterclass if this is going to work out.
Well, this is the culmination of Stage 1 here in Budapest. One more contender to progress on to Stage 2.
Of course it ends on a map 3 affair. One final spot in Stage 2, a place that Legacy have been before and would love to get back to, but PVISION, you want to talk about been there before. Major champion James somehow has to dig his teammates out of this. I mean, there's no denying that Zello's absence tonight is being felt on an individual level. It wasn't enough to let Legacy into Ancient, but he never bailed them out over on Inferno while the rest of the team struggled, and I can't help but wonder if there's any chance in this series without him being that driving force. So
it'll be more inexcusable on Dust2.
Let's feel it.
But they won a map, and then they lost Inferno as a team, let's be real. They just weren't good enough. Legacy were better on every front, so this is the one that matters. I mean, either we keep talking about Zello and his story and this team next week, or we just stop right after this game.
Pressure on Nissam. Got a teammate back into sight with him. Lotto turned towards middle. They know the pressure's on. Nada's got the first one, and Lotto's done. just goes dry. They know James up inside that smoke, but he crosses paths with both CTs and takes over their spawn. This is Wild Bombs planted over on the B site with 3 players already there, so James can just tuck back in, waste all this valuable time. No kits for Legacy.
1 kill just ruins everything, eh?
Whoa, but Lux takes a peek into the B bomb site. This retake's now on. It's man advantage Legacy secured off of that, and they do it fast enough. But again, no kits. You've got to get this going. Beltronic's got a player falling down onto him, covered by AW, and Doomhouse dead. Big pickups from AW. Big pistol for PVISION.
I get, you know, this is another map that's like Legacy are winning about half of the time right now, so they can definitely do damage on it. And if you look back at previous stats, it's never going to look good for PVISION, but we know they're going to perform above that. That's what we've already seen so far here at the stage of the Major. Dust2 is just a map where, like, if, you know, depending on the way that James wants to play, I've always thought he's one of the smartest operators on this map when controlling middle. And you can control middle even more on CT side, or on T side in CS2 than you could before, because you can break that smoke open. You can really cause a lot of problems. So the way he likes to call is get the CTs to rotate back across mid late, take that op shot on that cross, and just make you regret moving every single time. This is a map where pistols could mean a lot. There's going to be some mistakes, absolutely. We saw what Legacy can do on Inferno, but they're not going to look nearly as just like omnipotent as they did back on Inferno. I feel like they just won that game of chicken. They didn't even have to hand over a piece of utility to bait that out.
Nothing.
He was so scared that they were just going to walk the whole way up. Yeah.
Drops his util. They'll pressure it back now with their own utility.
And let's see if time pressure is a thing and a problem here.
I mean, you know, somebody who wields time in James has got to make sure that everybody around him doesn't fall victim to that. And we've had a couple of those like high pressure moments fall flat for PVISION. I'm thinking about that Hypex clutch in the 1v3. You know, some mistakes do happen in those tight moments still. So we go 25 seconds. There's still 2 scouts out here on the field. They whittled down a couple health bars. Lux's nade kills off Nada. Then inside of the site, he gets digged. And still just drawing them inwards. AW finds a way to help out yet again.
Ooh.
10 seconds on that clock as bomb's going down, and they're not able to stop it.
I can't help but feel like they like how that went. You know, those gritty 1v1s slowly scaling across the site, doing the pack explode like they have been doing off the smoke. Dust2's a bit more friendly to that too.
Surely.
Legacy gonna have to have an answer.
Perfect pop up there from James. Gonna put this one on ice with majority alive. Again, I think, you know, it started with that tone set by the fall off from Lux. A little timidness on catwalk really let PVISION get their teeth sunk in.
We're just not talking about Lux today, really, and yesterday too. And I want to. I love talking about Lux.
I think we're also just not talking about Legacy clutch factor either. You know, wasn't an element back in the first map that they tried to fight for.
Yeah, because who has more clutch is probably PVISION, right?
Sure. Yeah. I think probably James and James alone. Pistol push into the tunnels. All right, bit delayed there.
It's from NA.
Not quite ready for the all-in push. That's a dangerous weapon.
The bomb just coming back to this. I love that. Just instantly like, yeah, okay, let's go B then.
Yeah, what's James got to be afraid of? Well, Nissa actually cutting this off in half and finding a back turn. Beltronic's gonna get shot behind. Ooh, and then a dink.
Ooh, getting out. He's very lucky to do it, but look at they get a B. And they made this decision so long ago, it's got to be surprised to the CTs who had full map control.
Although Lotto's still close enough to slow it down, and slowing it down could be critical.
Molly's quite far away.
And then a missed smoke on window. Again, right, things start to get frazzled here. You're missing utility. AW turns it back towards door, gets in damage. This is going to have to be not a clutch, but remember all that early damage? It should come back to finish him off. Smoke?
That's insane.
In front of it while they're sticking this? I mean, it's not for him whatsoever. Molly on the bomb.
That worked.
Oh, they got it. Diffused it, and they get the kill. Legacy finding it with less.
That was crazy. Did that Molly actually land on the inside of the box and the outside of double stack? He lined that up so well with that smoke down.
but didn't have the time for it.
No, he was
just hoping the first stick was a fake.
Half a second away. Nice try.
But a round lost early by PVISION. We just said that the clutches aren't coming through, and not necessarily a clutch, but critical round for Legacy to rob away early. Again, I think like that's when they're at their best, is when they win some bogus moment like that one, right? They pull it off in classic Legacy fashion, and then their self-belief just grows over it. But I mean, you've got to talk about the mistakes. The Molotov past the window, the smoke grenade not on door. That's what lets them come through with that retake.
Ooh, that would have been such a brutal moment for Legacy. That would have been really like deflating, disheartening if that lost. That Molly actually got the kill in time.
Like it's brutal regardless, but it's of PVISION's own making. Oh my God, what a challenge.
That's absurd.
Of course, he's gonna die trying to go back to the fire. Felt like he had to go all the way through.
Oh, I guess, yeah, the 1 AK though, they can go and just get it. So it's worth it. 1 for 1 in a round like this.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Frag grenades.
Nice.
Gonna get eaten by Belchonic. While James crawls back from Catwalk, joins back up with everybody on PVISION. What's the end game here?
I mean, they've really opened up middle now. So they have a couple of different ways to play. They're using the lurk. I like this, man. Belchanock, he's got a lot of space. Oh man, they haven't really spotted this. Okay, Nissim turns around just in case, and they smoke the door. That's being careful.
AW now gonna have to come up the hero, him or James. Remember, retrieved AK in this, but it's only AW that has Kevlar. Gonna try to trade out. Flash goes high from Ram. Sadson pops right back up, and they'll stop that at no room allowed for PVISION on the Catwalk exit. So strong start from Zello. Gotta give him credit. Crazy rush, but nothing thereafter for PVISION.
It was worth a lurk with the way that they played it, but more just impressive the way that Legacy made sure that they both didn't get scared, but also prepared for the worst, which I think in their minds was a B split. You know, sometimes you regret, he's gonna have to leave that, yeah. Sometimes you regret using a smoke too early, but you always regret using a smoke too late. So that's something I liked right there. They didn't have all the information, but they had a suspicion, so they just got it down. You got utility, use it.
Resistance. Nissim dropped with just the one frag. Scramble moment here for Lux to get back in. He's going to try to set himself up to be the star. And down he goes to James, covered out from the tunnels. PVISION with a convincing attack into that bomb site, considering it was just 2 Tech-9s at the front.
There's just something about the way that PVISION go for these attacks that I feel like Legacy respect.
Sure.
I feel like they kind of they like that.
I know, it's that conversation we keep going back to, which is it's so weird that these two teams would have common ground, but that's it right there.
Yeah, seriously.
There is explosiveness. You know, the road to that point is very different, but when they get there, both can pull those kinds of moments off.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, if they watch only the big stuff, this is the first time that they're even seeing James kind of come back into Counter-Strike since CSGO, and you're expecting, well, where you're wondering what's similar, what's different, and in some ways, you can really tell that it's him and Dust2 and how they're putting together a game plan, but on the other side of that, you're seeing him try to evolve, and I think that's why he's seen success recently. I will always call playing a little faster playing CS2.
That's them another round. We stay tight-knit. Spies come in for both ends. Oh. Careful, James.
Always is.
Aggression here from Legacy. Going to the top mid-fight. is about to come their way, but that utility is going to serve as their pounds. They hear that. And then James able to still find one through that suicide lane.
Nice shot.
Sadzen shuts it down at bottom middle, and that other layer, the third piece of this mid push out of Legacy, catches the top mid fight off guard. They were not ready for that third element.
You had to keep your eyes open for that. That was a tough moment for Sadzen, an important shot, and great awareness.
You know, we talk about explosiveness. I think that's a great instance of it from Legacy, but an example of it on the CT side.
Yeah.
Right? Map like Dust2, kind of take your glove off. Get dirty. Legacy keep it busy from the very start of that round.
It's definitely a shame that we're not getting both of these teams through with the way that they're powering up. I mean, it's a story all like too common, and it's an excuse that's just so reasonable that, you know, first couple days at a major are so tough, you don't show your best self, and then you get better as time goes on. It happens at normal events as well. But, you know, at this stage with how the draws have played out, the last thing you'd expect is Legacy to be in this position.
Sure.
But now we're definitely surprised to even see PVISION here based on their game versus Gamer Legion, what they've already shown now versus Legacy.
It's funny, you know, it's kind of a tale as old as the majors in this format where, you know, we had FaZe and Legacy both gatekeeping today in the 2-2 games. Those are the two teams that were heavily favored and expected to go through 3-0. Despite FaZe's recent struggles, we just believed. And so, as favorites, of course, they show us some weakness out of the gate. You know, Legacy are used from playing as the underdog. This newfound favor is so fresh for them.
Counter-terrorists win.
Up against a FlyQuest that everybody loves to write off, you know.
They don't like it.
No, it's a new realm for them. Meanwhile, PVISION, these are 4 major debutantes. 4 of the 13 in this stage. And what do you know? Yeah, of course, some of their starting games in the best of ones on a big stage for them, the biggest stage for them, the highest amounts of pressure. You can excuse a shaky map here and there, but they found that groove. So yeah, shame there's not room for both, but if there's any point to going on to stage 2, it's to play teams like Legacy.
Sadzen's all over the place right now. A cat like JW.
Get through them now or go home.
Will it be a bit of copy and paste for PVISION with their eyes set on ending B, maybe?
Last B all in was so strong, and it was, funnily enough, against this exact same, setup. Player on the boxes and one over into the site itself.
I don't think Lux is playing on the left side of door, so depending on if they smoke this out, we'll have to see about his reaction, but James on Cat. We don't know if he's doing deep CT and faking Cat or
Smoke's gonna interrupt it.
no. Yeah, he's just gonna go standard.
Here we go. In off of the flashes. Nissim. Oh no, it's all Lotto!
Oh my goodness, what a play out of Lotto. He shuts it down entirely. They know where James is too after that smoke.
Man, they choose to go through it. Right here on the end, Nissim knows that he can extend downwards. That is as convincing as it gets.
They got it a little bit too much in their heads that if they exec through the smoke, they'll win a lot, and they have been actually getting shut down more often than not, but still, a really impressive 4K, even if most players are smoke blind coming out.
Looking for a strong, convincing round like that. Legacy trying to set themselves apart. Chance to grow the gap now. This is a 2-0 start for PVISION. Four of the last 5 come up to the CT's favor.
I wonder if they're frustrated about not getting the first bullet kill, or if they're frustrated about the fact that they are constantly execing through smokes. But I can't assume it's the latter, because it feels like they wait for the smokes to come down. The one advantage is that you can get closer inside of a smoke than you can if it wasn't there. But typically on B, if you smoke the mouth of the tunnel, then that's when you're in danger.
Yes.
But they smoke the back of the tunnel. So it's so easy to watch from K-Sharp. They have someone up on boxes. And so it just looks like a risk.
I mean, last time we saw that, right? Smoke was deeper. They flood out with Tech 9s. It's a wide angle for Nissim to have to handle, and he can't. This time it's just a shooting gallery. Beltronic doesn't even get out of the smoke before he gets riddled with lead. So sent spiraling back to the pistols here. PVISION Certainly not where they want to be. Group up into the tunnels again. For the most part, this has been given over to them. Legacy happy to just let you try your hand at an exit. We do have Jame with a single smoke for this one. Couple of upgraded pistols. You hit a nasty 1D on Lotto, who's playing the same position as used in the last round. Then suddenly this is B under pressure, and it's not Lux over towards mid doors, but it was gonna bank on a 1D. Nissim throws that smoke down in front of it, just enough to keep them at bay.
Yeah, a little worrying we see the same sort of move after a pause, but it's, you know, could be talking about the next round instead of this. Time ticking down, they've just got to find a creative way to die. They wait too long, Legacy aren't going to want to take any fights.
What was that smoke, Jame? That was supposed to be for CT. So it makes it all the easier here for what's left of Legacy, which is just a standard A-site hold. Big distance advantage, and he'll sign up to the pistol fight. Everybody gets mopped up. No bomb plant here. You better die, AW.
Oh,
they're going to try to get him after time.
Good. This is what you want to see.
Yes, sir. They're going to do it effectively. Now he's just got to hope he gets away with a gun, and, well, he's going to run for it.
Well, that actually worked.
Not as bad. They let him go. A gift for his efforts. Still 4 strong for Legacy, not falling victim to the pistols.
Trying to figure that one out. That was actually such a big difference in outcomes right there. If he doesn't get a gun and saves, it's a horrible disaster, but he will take a gun home. Not too bad. Does he even have money for armor? Yeah.
And
all good.
Comes out all right, all things considered, but Legacy 2-round lead.
Yeah, Legacy look good.
I mean, this has been 5 of the 6 since they put guns in their hands. They are clearly putting distance between them and PVISION. James' antics just aren't coming together here on this decider map.
Been liking Sadzin and his comfort on Cat, looking for fights.
Whether that's Sadzin on his own or when they've gone for that multiple people push. Lotto with the smoke up in front of him. Oh, insta headshot onto Belchadon.
That's a great find, Lotto.
So he'll peel away, just reposition. No problem for Lotto on the recovery. Just going to give them that space now. You've established man advantage.
I think they also instantly know it's a 3-2 setup, and so they can't just go towards A. It would have been Lux to get this kill. And Sadzin also supplanting this position is massive.
Ooh,
I love that.
Clips Nada. That's going to send them spiraling. Desperate act if they want to try to take it into this B site. Again, trying to join up with AW, but with Jame taking damage, it's not going to be made easy. They will find one entry. Bomb still fighting its way in. Only the double kill for Zello. It's going to have to be the recovery for AW. Lotto stuck on the car. But as he sits there, reinforcements inbound. If he oversteps, there's a chance. But Dumau's just going to knock it over, and that's still too strong for Legacy surviving each and every PVISION test.
It's a nice effort at the very end, but that was really just the story of Legacy controlling the map. I mean, first things first is Lotto getting his kill up on Cat, and then kind of dragging them towards B. But as they do that, Sadzin, who is also just up on Cat, comes into mid-B for an extra kill. The entire time they're like, where's Lux in all of this? And then they get really scared that every single position's been overfilled, and they don't have an easy site to take.
The series starting to spiral out of control for PVISION. It's been a long time since that successive aging can be remembered.
You know, maybe Legacy, a small dip in form right now after getting to the finals.
Sure.
I would feel bad that, you know, it's the major now. After them putting in so much effort to attend events, to take a lot of tournaments, to play, like, again, the amount of teams that Legacy have played that are great compared to PVISION, it's like, oh, PVISION is the best team they've played, essentially. So for them to lose because they may be tired or they peaked at the wrong time, that would be a shame. As much as I want to see Jame moving forward, I'm really torn on that point.
Lux plays in front of this. Ooh, careful. Welcomes the pistol challenge. And Nada's not going to waste this chance. Down to 10 HP, but successful with the frag. Does the gun get grabbed? Yes. Yellow's going to get it, but oh, exposed.
It's smart though, they're going back up Cat. However, that shows that they were thinking about doing this.
Damage control for Legacy. Wide swing out.
Wow.
Belchanok just gets popped through the side of that. Tech 9 challenge from long
another.
range. Sadzin ends up getting another. This is a triple kill for Nada.
I cannot believe those kills from Sadzin.
Bomb has been planted.
If there's any chance of winning this, it's off the back of those op frags.
Retake demanded of what's left of Legacy. It's a rifle for AW. He shoots that op over to his low health teammate who's already got 3 kills to his name.
He's not really defending this ramp cross.
Lotto getting up close. There's the OP. Nada
nice.
with the quad. And as Nissim has yet to been spotted, he does have positioning. Bomb is planted in the middle of the site. Nada's going to go for that long-range plat position, try to just cut off the angle. AW activates and dies. And as Nissim, sitting with the kit, gets on top of that bomb, he's going to hope he doesn't have an angle on him. That's not the case.
Oh!
Hits him and he survives.
He got off
Gets
it.
him to twist around, scares him off it, and takes the ace.
The ace out of Noda, and now Gun gets pushed towards him with that spray. The assist from his teammate in that moment, but all the work done there to counter the 3K out of Sadzin.
That's the certain bit of ferociousness we need out of PVISION. If you're gonna fight for your major life, dig deeper than ever.
Oh, his heart must have sank when he got the first shot and didn't get the kill, and it got him off the bomb. Nissim, there was no time to even get back on it.
James instantly making the most of that one. Op changes hands. Nissim tagged down to 26. And PVISION surely, suddenly feeling alive. They're gonna take that challenge to top middle. Nada feels it. And so, first kill's his. Sadzin's gonna be isolated down in tunnels. He'll catch Nada. No multi-frag allowed this time, but who steps up in his place? Into the tunnels they'll go, and there's been that affinity for the B site, and this time it's looking prime for the taking. But it's not them committing into upper. It's instead Dumao who could catch them in transition. You see them changing guns. Dumao unpredictably back behind 2 now. Oh, this is gonna be brutal. He spams down through them and Jame will recover. Another challenge out through the door, but this 2v2 still anybody's round win.
Wow, the way he slotted in there was just filthy. The only timing that existed for him to get those 2 kills without any way to fight back. But this bomb still makes headway. Can get planted, can make a connection with James.
Bomb has been planted.
And interestingly, the power just changes hands like that.
This kid's in abundance towards middle. Nissim's not gonna be able to grab one here.
Is James gonna miss a shot?
You'd think not, but you never know. Nissim letting his teammate get that action going on catwalk first, but he's bungled his own smoke, dropped back in his face, and James got this long flat position, which should be the shoe-in for PVISION's 5th. This is Legacy letting Jame and Co. back into this critical map.
After a play like that from Dumao, it's a miracle. I feel like that they even got this bomb planted. Somehow they found a way.
Terrorists win.
Couple of regrets now here for Legacy. And some moments from PVISION that show you what kind of frustration they breed from you. You let your guard down even just a little bit. How did they recover this, man?
Jame, who takes a dig through the door, but is at least right there to recover. Such a huge move from Dumao to find that timing in middle, and it's insane that it's all for naught. Luckily here for Legacy, still enough money to come back in. We could be looking at a tied game. PVISION trying to double their rounds in the last 3 rounds of this half. Surely there's a world where Legacy were starting to think they had this in the bag. It's never over till it's over when it comes to Jame, and PVISION are not going to waste any time with this one. Immediate challenge up catwalk, catches Nada looking at his shoes. Lux gives himself cover. Do PVISION try to disengage? They were hard committed to this exit, and they'll take exit damage on the way. And so Nissim gets active up into the tunnels, finding total control for Legacy. Sure, PVISION with some X factor as this T-side goes on, but at the tail end of it, it is still Legacy's recovery, and a recovery in strong nature.
Definitely.
5 players up versus Jame with 50 seconds. Bomb is in possession.
This will
So,
make you feel a little bit better.
you gotta let it go. He'll catch one on the exit.
They were about to end this half a little embittered, I think, by the way that PVISION had clawed back in, but No chance here for James, surely.
No chance at all, right? 2 kills into this 1v5, no chance at all. Player tucks into the box. That's how you kill James. You can't let him see you. He'll fight for every inch. And I expect the same from PVISION when they take to that CT side. Every human being digs deeper at the Major. We've seen it on full display all day. Don't you dare go anywhere.
Terrorists win.
Minutes is not a long time to find composure, but PVISION better hope that they can. It was a pistol, it was a conversion, and it was a lifeline towards the very end of that T-side. 5 rounds is nothing to scoff at. Legacy have to stay on their toes because you know James is going to keep cooking. And it's just a matter of whether they can still fight back versus what feels like a Legacy that believes.
It looks like Legacy believe. They're playing the CS that they know will work. You saw PVISION do the same thing, but it's just fighting back constantly. And I think the only way we're going to get the recipe in which PVISION win is if just Legacy choke. Like, they have to kind of totally collapse at this point, because if they keep playing this well, it's just going to be PVISION fighting for scraps, nearly getting there, but not really embarrassing them like they did to Gamer Legion.
Sadson trying to just pounce. Oh, and he catches James trying to escape. Sadson has been their rock here on Dust2. Taking over the map, and as he sits behind that smoke, we get this fast scramble out of PVISION. They believe it is the commitment, and they're not wrong about that. But can they stop it, even though they're here shooting him in the back? Oh, Nada turns around, and he's still fighting. It's going to take every piece of Legacy to shut them down.
We're on our feet now.
But this will be Legacy with the pistol.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a good find. Like that you brought up Sadson. I think his confidence was showing when it came to that CT side and how he was playing off of Cat. His off frags, his awareness.
It's the player that pops off as well at the end of this round.
I'm not seeing a team that's afraid of James right now.
Sure.
So, it's very Machiavellian play style. Definitely tries to make you scared first, a little confused after.
I think that Nada ace is something that'll put Legacy on notice, but it's really just the one individual pop-off we had all half long. So I don't think that's enough either to scare Legacy. Not a team that over the last 6 months we've watched build up their confidence to newfound heights, to learn what it's like to win in events with back-to-back grand finals. This season has been nothing but success as far as they're concerned, and they're not going to let PVISION end it, not in their minds. And And versus a scout and USPs, they've got the confidence to just charge down into this site. But be careful, because you've got defenders in position.
They're everywhere.
And Nada's going to find that frag. Still, Satson crawls forward with the Galil and the recoveries in full effect.
Oh!
Although James still fights a little longer. Lotto's exit out through long is well timed as bomb heads elsewhere to an empty site. This will be Legacy one step further in a moment. They've got it secure.
Split's just too good. It's just got everything covered, and it's not like one point of failure on the attack. It's a standard anti-eco, majority upkept. They have long, they have rotation back, they have things open. It's just very Legacy in a good way.
It's a system that's been crafted and fine-tuned as of late.
And they like T-side more. It might have been the chance for PVISION to do it in the first half. This will be tough now.
Sadson's starting to get into that like monstrous stat line.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
First gun round for PVISION's defense. You'd think you do not want to let Legacy double your rounds and run away. With momentum on a T side. Legacy with momentum, that's a world beater. PVISION are new to this world. Belchadok stops down at least the first exit out through tunnels. He gets more damage in as well. Jello is gonna get killed, and Nada out through car is now known
Rotator
to Legacy.
catching here.
They'll find it. James trying to push out through that smoke. Good on Lotto to buy time and strike at the perfect moment. AW smoke fades, but Lotto's gonna keep eyes on him, executes
Nasty.
him, and they know that Nada was locked into this car. And if he takes this fight out towards middle, this is his chance at a 1 versus 1. But Lotto is going massive right now with 2 kills already to his name. Utility to drop in front, and the frag is gonna end it. Triple kill for Lotto walking mid.
What a nightmare here Lotto has caused for them. He saved it totally. Second rotation catch, perfect with the crosshair placement. And they rotate around them as well. Again, these are the late round moments from Legacy that show that they're not all rush. They don't just go all in and try to get as many kills. They just want to get to a late round situation as early as possible. That's the key to success for Legacy. That's what they found right here. And now we stand with a 5-round gap over PVISION. And map 3 is looking a lot like map 2.
You can just feel the electricity from that side of the room in stark contrast to PVISION. Lotto was so locked in on that attempt out from AW. He didn't even get a chance to shoot back. See what I mean? This is a Legacy firing on all cylinders while PVISION trying to stop themselves from this free fall of an embarrassing 2 maps back-to-back.
Ooh, that's a weird buy. The money left over here for the CT side. Wasn't sure if they'd invest in all. They've got Belchonic on a M4, Zello on a Thomas, but they're still kind of saving at the same time. This is VP math at its finest.
Let's hope James crunched the numbers correctly. We'll see what they come out with next. We'll see if what they have is enough, because James does get first contact, but missed shots, missed chance.
He hasn't really been hitting everything.
Gets the smoke out of AW as well, and this is a round where that utility was limited. James back at another challenge, but he's got to be careful because Sadson has the advantage of the op. Legacy taking close position on that mid door, taking a look at the CT smoke.
The invitation to come in is here. They, with the mid B smoke down, it's 3 players in the B site. It's the kind of site that you can make great use of 3 players if you want to be here.
Top of that, so far all they've seen is the scout.
Yeah.
Will they anticipate not only an M4 but the FAMAS and that 3rd piece inside of the B site? We'll see if James can convince them to commit into B. He's going for the USP, standing in the center of the smoke.
Double
At some
flash,
point he's going to come out and try to set up the M4, but Belchadok goes down. That best gun finds nothing, and Sadson's no-scope connects, but the 3rd piece will still find something inside
And they
sight.
have the tunnels pushed.
Zello comes out with it. Sadson, beautiful clip, down to 20 seconds. Bomb is cleared.
With the flash.
Legacy recover one again.
With the flash from above as he's entering, man. These guys, 5 fingers on one hand.
Now it feels like they can do no wrong, even recovering from those lost moments. There's no denying PVISION have brought that fight, but Legacy bringing in more.
They just make their rush plays look so comprehensive.
No scope.
Yeah, they sussed everything out, and yeah, Nada got those 2 kills, which made it scary with the tunnels push, but protocols in place to cover everything. Second time they've run into the stack site, still won.
Flawless T-side just keeps rolling through
So
PVISION now.
The math pans out, but it is without utility, they get this buy. Double option play. This might be hard to read. What you really want to do is shoot one op early so the other can get a walkout kill.
And that's what James does. Lets one rip towards Xbox.
Yeah, now they're trying to push him here, right towards Cat. Let's see if they fall for it.
Zello could have a moment as the frag chips away at one. Smoke down in front of it, he can't afford to miss. They don't know about it, and now they'll learn the hard way. Doom-out down to the secondary op. They gave themselves limits in the last round for this. Auto insta headshot, Nada bumps up with a double to his name.
He's been a beast.
4v2 strong for PVISION, bodies on the bomb site, support on the long cross. Nissim tries to get his as the reposition to the top of the ramp here for Nada, and they could try to chase him in that smoke. Instead, they take the fight down to CT's
How'd they
bomb.
figure that out? They can jump up too.
Shadow over towards long, spotted, Sadzen locked in while that smoke remains. A reposition inside of the ramp, and Sadzen's gonna go wide. Snapshot down onto Nada. AW straight down beneath it, gets it over, and the double up from PVISION pays off.
They had to work hard for that one, but they got what they were looking for, a little bait. It's a gimmick kill to get started on a comeback that they were obviously not feeling good about doing. It's crazy that they pulled out and could afford 2 ops after the round that we just saw, but again, they did the math perfectly, and they made perfect use of this buy. They set up this moment, buy comes back, and you want to now just keep the 2 ops as long as possible, because it helps not waste too many ideas. It takes a lot of pressure off of rotations. It puts a lot of pressure on a team to do execs over walkouts and defaults. And on Dust2, you know, the CTs, they struggle when it's just 1 op and 4 rifles. 2 ops definitely can help you with map control a ton.
What a critical PK spray down. And that second frag from Nada, I'd pay good money to see it.
I can't believe Legacy brought that close. Dropping down on a CT for a kill was crazy, but all right. Well, you know what, man? With Tech 9s versus 2 ops, this is ironically one of the most worried you're going to be. You're really hoping for full buys, where the other team has so much to lose, they move slowly. They take small risks, you punish those small picks, but with Tech 9s, you know, you really want to get that kill early so you can peel back.
That's where it could have come from.
You don't want to go to a perimeter defense and just sit there and wait for an exec to come in, because you're not winning retakes with ops. Oh man, this is actually brutal. Like this, if they go forward with the mid B split right now,
which is what they're doing. They're gonna have left-right smokes in mid. There's gonna be a lot of uncertainty here for Legacy to have to deal with.
One bad shot here from Zello and it's over.
He's walking it in and he clips Sadzen, gets back. Oh, the no-scope is perfection. At least he holds up his end of the bargain. Belchanok from the bottom of the board's gonna have to cut off these last 2, and they'll come through with damage in the kill.
Okay.
Cleaned up, and that is a fluidly moving PVISION to hold on.
That next kill, without it, it gets a lot scarier. James rotating in, AWP from the A site. Doesn't get his first kill off of Cat. I love the idea from Legacy. I think stylistically, great choice versus 2 ops in play. But with 2 people still up, I think they're able to go and get that second op back. And Zello, excellent moment for him. And you could see the rapid comms when he was sitting on that angle.
Oh yeah, now you see it. PVISION feeling alive, feeling the thrill of the major lifeline. 4 rounds trailing behind Legacy, who are now just gonna get desperate with Glocks on the charge down into the B site. It's a murder. Way too easy. 5 players strong. There is no denying that PVISION's confidence is starting to grow.
And they went back to the 1-op play. They didn't actually take the second one back on that last round, knowing that the team that they're playing is going to have even less guns to work with. So now it's just they know it's going to be expensive. I don't know if they want to buy back into the 2 ops. I would be thinking about it, because here comes the full buy from Legacy. Nope, they're going to stick with the 4 rifles.
All right. Work twice, let it go. Keep things fresh, keep moving, keep evolving. That's James' task. Showing just a bit of presence on catwalk, but then instantly leaving it open. Legacy slide right into the control. And they're not really wasting time with this either. We're at a minute 20. They've got 3 players, bomb included, strong on cat. And Satsin, who has been a beast for Dust2, will have to wait before any kind of angle comes his way.
Not loving this, man. Not loving this from PVISION. They're not guarding long control. It's going to be taken very soon.
James is just sitting at the bottom of the ramp,
yeah,
looking at this distance.
Him. No one in car, no one in pit to help him.
Man, oh man, and not to mention, you know, smoke's trickling in from above CT.
Yeah, they're not pushing into mid. They're not pushing tunnels.
It's a good frag grenade at least to soften up Dumao and Lux, but still this pressure from Legacy is on. Not as Nade actually finds the first one. This could be helping out. James at some point is going to have to turn to hold long. No, never does. Writes off the threat. Meanwhile, Nada from his own spawn has come up with another. And that's what's kept them alive as Jello now comes in with his. And Satsin hunts from up above. He's got that bomb. And there's no need for the cross on Nissim. He's just going to cover from car. Takes an angle into the CT spawn. Gives away the frag. This is the star of Legacy tonight. Trying to piece together a 1v3. He knows the PVISION are down there, but they will tear right through him.
Full house between Noda and Zello. They handle it on this A-side attack. The first nade kill versus Cat is everything. Without long, if that came out even sooner, that would have been them in full jeopardy. That was not a great setup for PVISION. It was a super solid attack out of Legacy to punish what they had going for them, and yet PVISION still won. Good fast rotations, great frags from the guys that you want them to come from, and it's the mobility that saves the day. Lux totally underestimates what's going on at CT spawn.
Nissim tried to take a challenge into the CT as well.
Worked last time.
Right, but not this time around, and that just sets up PVISION beautifully.
It's a half buy.
Oh, James eats the flash, finds Lux on the doorway. Tech9's not gonna find man advantage, that's for sure. Still not doubling back to the double op. One is enough, seemingly. James repositioned towards the mid doors, but they're stomping around, and these Tech9s should be on high alert that this is about to come at them.
Yeah, he's making a lot of noise, and it's gonna be hard for them to figure out exactly what's happening. Oh, man, that's crazy.
It's kind of inviting them through the doorway. Even if they don't follow up, they're gonna drop utility. This is gonna cause a big distraction that PVISION have to handle.
It's a full tunnels play.
Look at the move here. They're not wasting a moment.
They're watching their flanks.
Beltranok's plays from outside the door. He's gonna get smoked off. Does find that pack.
They just waited out.
As he tries to rip through them, he'll catch one. At least one. Man advantage passed back over to PVISION. Nate dropped down on top.
There's one upgrade. No tunnels retake.
This could be a big one for Dumao as he sits there Kevlar'd with 2 teammates and Tech9's ahead of him. Do they try to press their luck out through the window? They'll blindside James.
Not like
now
this.
It's the young guns to have to try to recover. Dumao out through the window, and as he dodges that threat, goes back in, they'll find him. This is PVISION, one from the tie.
Wow, they do it off the half buy. They try to go for that retake, and their success was very scary for PVISION, but they held their nerve. Dumao knows if he got one clip off, he gets that round for free. He can play that dance inside of the window. That was his best chance to try to do it. He had one moment here. Excellent kill out of AW. We got ourselves a game.
Back to the double op setup comes PVISION. It worked both rounds. They've had this. Whoa. Fire behind Dumao. That's some free chip damage. But did that second op ring out? Zello was on the corner of long. I feel like he shot it.
I'm not sure. Man, Dumao knows that I was wondering why Dumao didn't go out long in the first place. He kind of knew after shying back that peak. This is a recipe to win where they couldn't before versus in an ace split. They know that they were very close to pulling out that round previously.
PVISION sliding into catwalk like this.
And we'll find out why catwalk can be a fickle mistress. Sometimes so hard to hold. Have to stay very active, and look at them watching their flanks. They're so vulnerable. They just do not want to let Legacy know it.
James knows that that looming threat of Long is real.
Not being watched.
Oh, Belchenok down with nothing.
Oh, and with that kill, it would have been a B-tank.
You remember last time when Legacy just changed direction into B? Surely that's got to be on their mind.
They punish both plays now.
Jello pulled back down, just fighting out here in the open. He's the last line of defense for the B site, yet he takes it up into his own hands. AW slides in, 3 players wait.
What a
He
risk.
drops one, chain time, missed shot, critical whiff. And that is going to open the door for Legacy's 12. Paravision fight, but Legacy rebound.
It's not Legacy making the mistakes, it's Paravision. And even though they let that comeback nearly come to fruition, each and every round, we saw a good play out of Legacy. Cat when they needed it, long control when they needed it, B splits when there were 2 ops. They're thinking. And now the reward's starting to come into play.
Trying to go back to the long start. No longer a double op setup. James going top mid. There's coverage down into the tunnels as Nissim approaches. This is a big move from Paravision. One of the more aggressive starts to any of the rounds we've seen.
They're gaining too much space on long.
As games go on, Paravision keep things fresh. Another adaptation, but
They
one
have no
that's costing
idea.
them a ton of control. And so Lotto sits comfortably on the ramp. He lines up bodies towards the catwalk. James wounded. Nate finds Lotto first before he can get his out. And so man advantage pass back over to Paravision. They are kerneled on catwalk, but ready to fight.
On the bombs back in pit, we've got lurks in play. How are they going to keep tabs on all this?
Nissim tiptoeing his way out. He's got a freebie. Oh, he whiffs it.
No way.
Low health on yet another piece of this Paravision camp. Belchenok holds on to his boxes. And so Sadson and Doomount tasked to the 2v5. It's 2 chances to end this series, but one of them has just gone up in smoke.
The smallest error, massive consequences. One last chance.
Sadson clips it, finding one, but here's that blank. This time, it's gonna be Paravision to try to use long to their advantage. Sadson tries to clear a corner, back turned over. AW, the first, not in the second. Chain right there layered, we go round 24.
We are open to overtime now. There's a chance. They actually do survive this in the end. That long walk-up looked like it was so damning when they threw the smoke to dissuade anyone from scaling, and they were already in front of it. And this moment, Nissim, wow. He tries to tap in, and I mean, he doesn't go for a bad spray, just tries to play it as safe as possible. Couldn't get vision on his head.
Yeah.
And they saved this by a hair.
Sigh of relief. AW knows his leg's nearly taken out from beneath him. What a turn on Nissim towards middle.
Last timeout used here for round 24.
What a perfect time for Dust2 to get in.
We've seen a great game plan here from Legacy, but every single round, Paravision can still answer. How many gaps will they find, and will those gaps matter?
And James said it, he's not here to offer you words of encouragement. It's on you to dig deep, and right now Paravision are learning what it means to compete at a major.
Well, his 2 most important players are doing just that. His op has not been super steady. One last chance to put it together.
Once more, they take that walk out through the mid doors. This is Paravision being so active. Strong opening gambit. James leans back, and they're about to get into this scope. He sees a shoulder, and he will find Doom out for free.
He didn't believe that he would take that risk. Doomou's probably pounding his desk right now. 4v5.
It's Legacy stuck inside of the tunnels. A smoke grenade would cut off the majority of Paravision, though. This could boil down
every round.
What was once a struggling Belchenok, but he has recovered this map as this has gone on.
And even though it's 4v5, they never have vision on long. They never have this push off. They play Clat early, but if this is going to be a full B play, I don't care if it's mid B or not. It's going to be Paravision with 2 players for a long time.
Which means these 2 players have to stand up themselves.
It could be variety, the thing that wins Legacy this game if they play their cards right.
They've sat inside of these tunnels for so long now. Smoke grenade meets them. Meanwhile, Legacy throw one out on their own, and the Molotov's not going to disrupt this positioning from Paravision. It's a 3-player pack. About to try to push their way out through tunnels. Lux gets clipped out in the bottom of mid. Belchenok turning from the flashes, collects his frags. Yellow's done it as well. And Paravision push to
Oh, yes. They've actually made it happen.
Lives on.
Yeah, he just lives on. What a comeback out of PVISION. What a massive performance to stand the test against Legacy, who have been showing their best self in this game.
This was Legacy with pistol, 4 rounds to start on the T side. What an answer here from PVISION.
I mean, I thought after that second pistol getting one, this thing is a done deal. It's pretty incredible that PVISION have made this happen. These major debutantes are probably jumping out of their shoes right now. The chance to get into overtime seems so far away.
They just ran 7 of the last 8 rounds to secure themselves OT. And they do it from across the board with different looks and different strategies, different sorts of buys. I haven't seen Jelosuit op all major until it's called on here in the elimination best of 3 third map.
The pocket hybrid, the secret weapon out of PVISION.
Cash and nades here for the ramp hold.
And now they expand to what I think is a much better setup versus long. However, no, especially because we're not getting any late round picks from Sadzin on the op walking out towards long. That would be the one best way to counter this. This is a 3 rifle hold though on A. If this is going to be a fake for the mid B, and they are not up on information, this could be a good find for James. There might not. Oh, he gets by it. He gets by. No, this is a terrifying attack now on A. Again, no ops here to stop it.
AW concerned about long.
James can't move. They can't push tunnels.
At most, one player that direction.
It must be these 3.
This is it. Trying to get this active. Trying to move it up from CT spawn. Up above him. Lux gets the first one. Now they know about Dumao. Nada's not sure which way to look. Doesn't know where this pressure comes in from. It's the long arrival that ends it.
It's beautiful.
Big pickup from Lotto.
It's beautiful. I mean, everything about this is beautiful. It's a new round out of Legacy where it feels like they can't come up with new ways to play Dust2. They snuck in a CT right under the scope of James. Put pressure on the fact that PVISION never pushed tunnels, never pushed for long control, never ever play long in the first place. At best, they pushed Cat. Legacy are showing us why that's not going to be sufficient. Lux, he hasn't been fragging, but he has been calling his ass off this game.
Terrorists win.
Esses caras, eles estão privando o fundo, tá ligado?
Mano, maluco, só matei o jogo.
It was almost a formality once the exec started. As we see Lotto shifting into place, they were all going to die.
100%.
There was no chance for them.
I mean, it's horrendous for PVISION that it's Dumao from that CT play that kills AW, because AW's death opens up the long flank, and from that point, it was a guarantee.
They just might not have the maneuvers. This is about as aggressive as they get.
Oh. Just as the incendiary's being thrown, James gets popped from lower tunnels. And we have seen James sit on that angle at lower tunnels multiple rounds, never gets given that early duel. This time, distracted by top mid, and he gets slammed by Dumao.
Well, last round, they're wondering why is no one covering for James. He was standing out in the open, and then they fell forward and died to a shoulder peek. Here, they won't. They have both options covered. It's actually been some extremely beautiful CS out of Legacy. And PVISION blowing everyone's expectations out of the water.
Cut the head off the top of the snake, though. And watch as PVISION just slithers, trying to make it happen towards Cat, but dropping down. This is all the information Dumao needs. This is the bomb on Sadzin that's going to walk them to the bomb site. He's going to scoop down into their own spawn, murder them there, and that's it. PVISION without James start running around this map and look lost because Legacy just slip in from all directions, keep the pressure at a 10, and with that, secure the 14-12 lead.
This is Austin Legacy right here. This is how they did it.
Terrorists win.
That's the one round they push long, and they've got one player waiting to punish.
Everybody in a critical position, and it's all made possible by this opening shot out of Dumau. Jumps up, sees James queuing up the util, and doesn't even miss a bullet. Ferocious opening frag. A round that almost feels free from there on after. It's a hard-fought battle to get into overtime for PVISION. You cannot give up now. James gonna go for something different with the boosts. And this time, I don't know if Dumau gives him what he wants.
A little one-dimensional though, this look. They want to keep making this happen, but James can't be the only one, man. No double tunnels plays. Passively watching long, hoping the round falls into their lap, ultimately. And versus worse teams, it would. Versus scared teams, it would.
Smoked off, but not enough to deter them. Then dropping smokes on top of Nada. He's gonna try to emerge from this, but he eats a flash, and that prevents him from going for the challenge. Belchanok holds his nerve inside of the B site with a double kill, and Zello out through the window as both turn back to try to deal with Nissim. We've still got Sands a little late to this party. 3 kills from Belchanok from inside B, and that's gonna turn Legacy back in mid.
Okay, that's a lockdown.
It's a lifeline. A singular round in overtime, still to be secured. It's right there for the taking. They're gonna set up this crossfire as Sadzin does queue up 1 of the 4. That's a second.
Does he
Hold
know?
your horses. Second player in CT spawn. Luckily, there's still 4.
He doesn't know about CT. He thought he nearly won that round if he got that kill. 2 crossfires in place. Took 4 players, and he had him a little bit scared, but it's the round locked up for PVISION. And this is kind of the round, you know, falling into their lap. They don't do anything special besides the window player leaking out into mid to try to go aggressive on the fights. But outside of that, it's a standard 2-1-2. It's a guy playing a good spot at car, waiting for the mid B, first kill to come down. So just nice that they at least got 1 in overtime. And T-side for PVISION, they got their rounds later on.
2 of the last 3 rounds back in regulation secured by PVISION. Felt like they were falling absolutely flat. They found their fight, and they're gonna have to try to do it again. But
you can't
off the man disadvantage, I don't know.
A duel like that, Zella for Lux. I think you might have got ripped off.
Lux's 12th frag of this map. Tucks himself back into the A defense. This op is hunting the B players. And if you're Nissim, you've got to keep that head tucked. 3 players now on that angle. Oh, and Lotto goes down. Nissim can't pop up now. Nissim needs more than just 1. He's gotta hope he goes unnoticed, but James is locked in on this position.
They're not clearing him still.
James will not be fooled.
Oh, wow, he doesn't forget.
Nissim tries to keep his head down. What a walkout moment here for PVISION from the 4 versus 5 to the free B site.
I can't believe he kept tabs on that for that long. That's just excellent, safe play out of James. Great from his teammates coming out in front of him. They tie this game up.
Would you expect anything else?
Yeah, it's the only guy who would do that for that long. He didn't even blink, by the way. Didn't need a drop of Visine to keep his eyes open for that long.
Just in case.
I don't think this man has eyelids.
The lizard people don't. You know, James knows what it takes to win a major. He understands that minimizing mistakes is how you win Counter-Strike. So, locked in on that plat, will not let Nissim be the hero Legacy needed.
Terrorists win.
Don't know how that all goes down. No re-smoke on tunnels in this situation where Nissim's clearly worried the entire time, but instead of that happening, it's just open line, no re-smoke, no molly, no flash to the tunnel so that he can move. Didn't feel like an overtime round. Felt like they were low on money for some reason. Well, first 2 rounds to Legacy. 2 back here for PVISION, keeping that door ajar. And even though Zello lost his trade last round, didn't matter.
Right? The fact they pulled that off 4v5.
Great signs that they can bail him out.
Testament to the strength of the all-in B. Position that, yet again, I mean, AW is sitting back in the tunnels. He's holding for this.
But
you know, this double op setup is now in Legacy's hands, and that means Nissim is tasked with pulling a player off of this.
he can still take damage and hit the shot if his peak is extremely careful.
Oh, thing is, it's no longer AW alone. Not only is Jamin inbound, but you've got Jello right here with him. James gonna scoop up that bomb as Nissim starts to tiptoe his way back.
These kind of forward plays that just make me remember how few times PVISION did this.
At least now he's into the cover. Nissim could just dive into the corner. It'll give him a second chance if he misses, but he won't. That's AW down, drops his own smoke.
They can't go through the smoke, surely.
Molotov goes beyond him. Nissim's still given a chance to exit. They chase him with the mid play, and Nissim turns it back.
He's
The
still
triple
alive.
kill. This op was well damn worth it. Climbing over the box, it's a missed shot on the quad, and it's Jane now into the clutch. You've got pressure from the window. He'll drop nades. 25 seconds and a player breathing down his neck as he gets squeezed, and Legacy take 15.
How many hoppers does this team have? Nissim, what a play to make up for that last round inside the B site.
All while the mid player gets the kill on window. All while Nissim's left out to dry.
He took the risk they needed. He stayed aware. He swiveled. He pivoted, and he delivered.
Fuga! Nice! Boa, Nissim!
It's 2 CT rounds to win it, and Legacy sit right there on the cusp. The 30th could be the last.
And it's the 2-op play that comes in for Legacy. The adjustment that allowed for the comeback out of PVISION is what they've saved.
Using James' tactics against him.
To be the cherry on top. And the thing that now that they've seen what Nissim can do with the gun, I am sure it's crossed their mind. Their best player on the map is Sadzin. He's got 30 kills. He's been fantastic off the cap plays. And if they want to use this op in B, they've got someone they can trust. They keep this a secret. It's the perfect gimmick to use to close a game.
Nissim sits inside a B-side alone this time. It's more space, but we saw him try to open up with that deeper angle. He does give some space over to PVISION if they've got the balls to try to take it back.
PVISION need to be extremely shrewd about this, and they can't walk out into a death. They won't be able to withstand it.
It's dangerous though, Nissim letting them get that much closer. They put a smoke on the end of tunnels. That's going to elicit the utility here, so at least softening up the grenades of Legacy. Just threatening that there's something behind it, and you know that PVISION, ooh, you know they love to just suddenly pounce out through a smoke, so here it comes. Lotto's on the reload, double Molotov over top. He'll find Zello, and you've got Nissim in the back of the site, losing targets.
He can't find it.
They come out with the entries. They come out with control inside of the B site. Nada's got something to work with from inside mid. He'll join them.
3v4 retake. This opens up the chance for a double overtime. It's a near impossible retake.
It's a retake that features a single smoke, but watch the utility drop on Legacy. This retake made all the more difficult. Desperate spam through the doorway. PVISION go right back to what didn't work. And it's not fireworks from Nissim a second time. Sadzin dives. Who are you? Into the AK, double kill. 2 more, and he sees one push door. Taps bomb, knows car's occupied. And as he sits in between them, they'll slay him. They stop it, and PVISION fight on.
Let's go to another overtime here. So well earned. And maybe they thought in the back of their minds with Nissim getting that round on the op that it was the 2-op play. The full B attack. Batman flying in.
Unbelievable. Into the instant AK swap. If only his 2 teammates in that doorway could have offered anything.
If one of them survived, maybe we have the retake of the century, but instead, it's what you would expect to happen in a 4v3 with B-site control, lots of time and utility.
reset it and run it back. But again, the deeper you dig into your playbook, right? I mean, when you think back to the T side that Legacy had, I mean, they were pulling out that Doomhouse CT push, the double up on Nissim. What else did they have up their sleeve? Who continues to evolve? It's a word that we've had to apply to James as he's tried to run it back at another major, showing face in CS2. But both these teams tonight have undeniably dug deep.
They've already both shown us they can win. That's no question. Ooh, Doomhouse leaves his post.
This is sketchy for the ramp player.
This is more classical position that we really haven't seen so far this map.
Trying to get eyes on Catwalk. Lux, will he know that there's a player to the left?
He's not really aware of it right now.
This is gonna catch him off.
Dome up to be
Oh,
no!
Sick reaction. Luckily, shallow low. Not gonna find the second, but he'll press into that bomb.
Whoa,
And it is Doomhouse on his own. Goes ahead onto the smoke and holds it. 4 versus 2 established off of that. That was Legacy feeling squeezed on a bomb site, but Legacy playing their game. They don't sit back and let you come to them.
And a new offer emerges here. Lotto with his second kill of the round. James once again left alive in the end. Legacy start off another OT with a round win.
That is what I love about Legacy. Forced between a rock and a hard place, they'll just slam their head against the rock.
But still, this is, Doomhouse playing it correctly. It's his smoke that he has to work with versus Long. He gets close and forces them to come through the smoke as time is getting low. The fact that Lux also just walked down Cat and got his kill, that's a miracle. That was a play that should have been benefiting PVISION more than it benefited Legacy, but still. Leave it to Lux to pull that out somehow, because Zello's low.
Yeah, health advantage, right? That's a huge difference.
Excellent cover from Lotto.
AW missing a few shots. Legacy pull back in front.
Game deserving of a crowd. Barn burner here. Off on a newer line. Dust2 setups and takes starting to look a little bit more standard. It was refreshing how different it felt for a little while, but now PVISION going back to long splits here, standard cat control.
So it was on 75 health this time. It comes out wide, long fight queued up simultaneous, and it's gonna be Beltranok to win it. Now there's pressure on the opposite side of this A site. Legacy don't like that.
It's gotta be a key fight, but they're gonna group up for this.
Right, while James catches one out towards middle, great coverage from top mid, they will lock down long. At the very least, they've got this side of the fight, but now they're doubling back into Lotto, and Lotto's tucked into the corner, catching the bomb, but not able to kill them.
Can they go out mid though? No, they have to go through tunnels. This slows them down a little bit.
Sadzin's got one player to worry about. James on the other side of the door gets the better of it as he leaks in with a second kill this round. 2 critical frags to James' name.
That's a quick answer back. The way that Beltranok handled Doomhouse was everything. Getting out towards long, you aren't typically seeing them with one player lurking. That's been a rare occurrence so far in this match. And Lux ends up dying in the end. 4 alive on this round. Overtime, so who cares? But just shows you how good this round was from PVISION. And again, a much more standard complexion here. Just long control, cat control, a little bit of pressure to force the retakes on both sides of the map. This time there isn't a Lux kill on short that just tips the scales back in favor of Legacy. Family show.
Says the ass man. Op shot down to the lower tunnels, and with it, we've already got Zello not wasting time, bro. He has just thrown himself at these earlier fights. Look at Nissim go. Ooh, I like this from AW, just leaning back, giving it a spot, and that's gonna kind of shake Nissim to go back and hide inside his bomb site.
If he committed a little bit there, though, did he leave something on the table? Nissim's the kind of target you want to take out.
James versus Sadzin, cue it up.
James, like, he's rallied.
Yes.
He's got his performance back up a little bit. Starting to hit more shots.
Sadzin knows better than to cross that doorway. James starting to try and come join his forces because he is carrying that bomb. It's going to be 4 strong from Catwalk, and yet again they're going to play, but this time it's pretty unannounced. Lux doesn't get the instant kill, calls on Doom to help him. It's delayed long play. Sadzin trying to inch his way up from spawn, can't track the head of James, just
but he gets the ramp.
Multiple bodies. He knows that pack is stuck out of the elbows. Sadzin starting to drop the ball. Luckily finds refuge inside of the smoke, and then at that moment, Nissim strikes. It's a double kill to him. Doom down on long. Soon this pitch comes in. Sadzin finally dealt with. And as Nissim drops into the spawn, it's Lotto to remain up on elbow.
Oh!
James gonna catch the headshot. And Nissim, 9 bullets in this magazine, 3 players to drop. He will find one on the jump up. He knows that Beltranok's locked in towards long.
With the time, how's he gonna do this?
James tucked down onto the ramp. He's thinking Goose. Now he knows. James to the bottom of it's gonna get chased down. Nissim, his second's denied. James got him right then and there in PVISION with a second T-side round win.
Uh-oh, now it's getting scary for Legacy. What a kill and what a round from James. Beltranok on the lurks now.
Yes, sir.
We haven't really talked about a lurker, you know, for this team, and he's really standing out, coming out on long, getting a multi-kill. This was just unexplored territory for this T-side for PVISION. They're showing they've got depth to their game plan as well.
And I feel like star of the show, Sadzin, left a lot on the table that round.
PVISION.
Critically missed shots finally coming out from Sadzin.
Yeah.
Cracks in the armor for Legacy.
And they've got the lead now. Lux with the spawn looking for an op kill will just take some damage, and I think just hang on to this. Oh, it gets scary now for Legacy. I didn't think I'd be saying that in this game. Unbelievable levels of grit that we're seeing out of PVISION. Evolving live. Adapting on the fly. I'll always say it, there's no better way to improve than overtime. Fully warmed up, every idea used a headbutt on the smoke just to display this a little bit.
A shot though by James. As the player nearing the top of the scoreboard alongside his rifles, he's gonna be critical as this game continues. A missed opening shot, reminiscent of Sadzin's whiffs in the 1 round prior.
Bit of a nightmare trying to reinvent yourself after you've shown so many good ideas, Legacy.
Gonna try to keep it 4 strong Cat, but again, utility trickling in from PVISION, stops them at 35, stops them in their tracks.
Will they for once run into a stack?
They're gonna try to get Doom down.
He got caught.
James catches him on the fall down.
Totally blind?
Now this crossfire is gonna be set as they just try to trickle out through mid. Beltranok's got one. Sadzin, critical shot back his way. Jello and Nado though, they've got theirs.
They've blown this open.
Nissim's been able to walk out into the B site, but to no avail. Bomb never arrived. He's gotta go back on a massive recovery, grab it and somehow get to B, and time is not on his side because time belongs to James.
Oh my God. They're about to do it. A 2-round gap, they're in the lead.
But can they close?
That's the question.
4 players who have never been at a major, have never known what it's like to try to progress in the face of one of the hottest prospects of the second half of 2025.
James had his eyes closed for that one, caught the drop down. I don't know if he was totally blind, but he was clearly looking for that drop down kill, got it, and shut down the hopes of Legacy. The pressure is at its absolute maximum. 1 timeout for OT used. What an amazing comeback out of PVISION, even to get to this point. I was ready to praise them, even if they had lost this game, for how much grit they've shown. Again, all these players, new to James, new to majors, ready to carve their story out in CS2.
7 of the last 8 rounds of regulation is what PVISION used to push this into overtime. And now here they sit. is something they haven't seen. A chance to close this.
A massive HE grenade.
2 opportunities. Seize the day. And not to mention, you're already looking at Legacy, who are walking wounded. 46 health for Sadzin, 66 on Dumao. And while they will find space out middle, it looks like PVISION are just going to be content to play in sight. Look at this setup. 2 players tucked in behind that car. If Legacy want this B site, PVISION will fight to their end for it.
Based on what we're looking at, this goes to a next round, right? I mean, you're looking at AW. He's not even having a great map. If this, wait, but the bomb's coming back down Cat. Does this turn into some kind of fake? Are they going to overcook this situation? Surely not.
Dumao taking a look out middle on his own. We know that he will come and join forces on the A attacks. Utility from the catwalk comes through. Is James going to be the savior yet again? As he sits at the base of ramp, Dumao has pushed through that mid plate. That 3-player stack from the B site's gonna walk in, and Zello doesn't waste his chance. Now Jane pops back up, hits his headshot. Zello may be dead, but Nada takes up the place, and this is a confident Jane. This is Jane covered off from long. A desperate bomb plant here for Lotto, and no longer hands busy. He will pop back up. Sadzin hoping James steps forward. Deep peek into the CT spawn, feeding Lotto over to the beasts. And as James awaits his 2 teammates propped up by young prospects yet again. This is James from the depths and Sadzin to the open. A legacy born in Austin is a legacy cut short in Budapest.
Can you believe your eyes? I've never seen Dust2 pop off like that. This victory is one for the ages.
Time waits for no man, but we will all wait for James. Welcome back to the big leagues. 4 more debutantes step forward to stage